Done.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. No worries, Atov. You're good. You're good. Now, what I don't understand is why everything is getting piped into the things like.
I'll let you hold my hand and we can do other loot things, but I need my head pats on each hand.
Yeah, why is everything from the sound alerts getting piped into the so that I'm getting hit. Let's see here. device, this one, and the sound alerts, monitor and output. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, I think that fixed some of the issues. I don't know what the heck was going on with sound alerts. Whatever, it was doing its thing. It was definitely doing its thing. It was definitely doing its thing. So appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys hanging out here with me. Because we have more stuff. Well, I keep getting hit, but we have more stuff for you guys here today. Let me get something to drink because for whatever reason my voice is doing its weirdness that it does sometimes in the morning. Yeah, so let's see what happens here today. On this day today. Let's see what's good. Let's see what goes on, how it goes on, what it do. The 15 streak is impressive. It is absolutely impressive. Congratulations on the 15 streak. Holy shit. Well, I mean, it's 15 streaks since they started implementing it. But like, I know that some of you guys have been here for like 100 streams or whatever already. The throw, I don't know why there's no sound for throw. Oh, I know why there's no sound for throw right now. I know exactly why there's no sound for throw. There you go. There we go. Now there should be a sound for throw. Ah, there we go. So now there should be a sound for throw. Now, here's the interesting thing. Now I can't hear what the hell's going on the sound. And fucking everything is weird, man. Let's check some sound here. Some random YouTube thing, just so I can check the sound again, because of course, the stuff here. Let's just see this. Yeah, it's not getting piped through. Which what the fuck, bitch? What the fuck? Default audio monitoring to USB. There we go. Desktop audio default, I guess. And then back to G to that one here. Then we go back here because apparently nothing's getting piped through right now.
I'll let you hold my hand and we can do other little things, but I need my head pats on each hand.
Those sounds work.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Tech Upskill channel.
Okay, there we go. Now I can hear shit. Oi! Oi, 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 oi. I apologize. Scuff is a thing. Scuff is definitely a thing. It is a thing that happens. It is a thing that is going to happen. It is absolutely a crazy situation here. Of course, for all y'all still around, let me... Yeah, because I was trying to figure out what the fuck was happening. I just had to change a couple things here and there. As you know, that do be a thing that you have to do sometimes. Let's see here. Sorry being triple teamed, yeah. Let me get some food in me. Well, at least a snack. Cause seems like I don't know, something going on. But of course, for all y'all who don't know, on the YouTube side, who don't know about my lit Twitch, I do well, I do double stuff here and there, of course. My lit channel is I'll just show it to you guys real quick. This is where I am at. I do, you know, basically I've just been doing just chatting and Phasmophobia, and there I be. But no, yeah, that's usually just me. For those who don't know, on Le YouTube, I am on Le Twitch too. And for you all of y'all who are already on Twitch, y'all know I have a YouTube as well. So we are going to get into this. Because holy shit, it's quite a thing to get into. And Nosagi was not wrong. Whole freaking situation. It's freaking Mean Girl versus Benhera type of shit. Hello, Ami. Hello, Ami. Welcome. Last Twitch stream today and switching to YouTube and Kick after it. Kick is good, and Kick will give you an advantage in that you have like 95% of whatever comes in after you become a Kick partner or Kick affiliate or whatever it is that you when you start getting paid by Kick. 95% will go to you. They only take a 5% cut of everything, of course, but 5% cut. I prefer that 5% cut. Your Twitch is like taking 70%. But I'm not big enough to move to Kick. I don't know. Yeah, it should have been private. All of this should have been private. The whole thing we're talking about is, of course, the Reimu thing. It absolutely should have been private. It should not have gotten to where it is now. It really shouldn't have. But here we are, once again, having these things set. So let's get started with this whole thing, because that's what you guys came here for, and I do appreciate you guys being here. So the whole thing is about Reimu. Reimu was a Nijisanji VTuber of Nijisanji EN fame, of course. And they did graduate. According to everything, it was a graduation from just them wanting to do different things creatively, different things out there, that type of thing. So they had graduated, and they became MarieFD. With two I's in this case. Her actual thing is MarieFD, I believe. And she started doing her thing. She has a really nice model, everything like that. Everything she started doing. What ended up happening is, according to the things that were being said, we had Vox Akuma, who of course is a Nijisanji EN Luxium person. He was one of the biggest out there of Luxium. He was getting, I think in his time there, he's made over $1 million. So he's made a lot of money. He was supposedly, according to what people were saying, according to how everything's been said, allegedly he was dating Reimu during the time that they were around. They dated for a bit, they broke up, etc. Things went their own separate ways. According to the whole situation, they were dating, and Ike Evelyn was dating the artist, the person who is making the main complaint, Bari. Yeah, I'm going to be reading the doc, going to be going through it slowly. I don't want to rush through things. I want you guys to be able to understand and everything about the whole situation. Oh, good, Luna. This one's going to be a while, so you may have to like dip for pretty much the whole thing. I will see you in the afternoon, because in the afternoon I'm not going to be talking about this. As you know, 5 p.m., etc. I don't talk about this. Thing is, though, it's a Google Doc, and I'm a notoriously slow reader. It's going to be a bit. But yeah, this is, of course, MarieFD's here. Thing here. And this is, of course, her Twitter, where we started getting all the information. We have her document in a little bit. But first, I want to go over Barilov. Was singing love here, do her best stream activities on YouTube. They do artists, they do singing, they do VR, you know, that kind of stuff. So they do a lot.
Why don't you hold my hand and we can do other little things, but I need my head pats on each hand.
Thank you. Thank you for the head pats. All right, Astro, take care. Thank you for being here, Ami. Appreciate it. And hello, Jara. Consider putting Google Docs into text and speech, having it read it out for you. That way you can pause and make it your commentary. That would be interesting. But yeah, I am a notoriously slow reader when it comes to these things. But yeah, I don't even know how to do that. I might start doing that with the Google Docs, to be honest with you. They put this out here. A former corporate VTuber doxed me. And the reason why I wanted to mention that they put that out there is because I also made sure to get this in a kind of a bigger screen, so to speak. So we're going to go over this one here. Because, of course, it is important to see all sides when you're talking about a situation. Whether or not you believe in what those sides say and what those sides do and all that kind of good stuff, it is left up into interpretation. But it is good to at the very least go through and talk about the whole situation. Of course, for me, I talked about it. I talked about it a bit yesterday. That's why we're talking about it a bit more today. Hoppy says this one would be nice on like a 1,000-page super doc. Yeah, I mean, MarieFD in her document even mentioned that she doesn't like making Google Docs. She doesn't like she knows the community doesn't like it because of the whole Cinder burnout. She didn't mention Cinder specifically, but yeah, it's a lot of burnout right now in the community about this. Now, people down here when they read everything Poseidon Mythos, so sorry, sending you all my love. With the F, so heartbreaking, disappointed by what the individual did. So sorry, Barry, this happened to you. Everyone down here that you can see was going through and being like, you know, I'll reach this one in a little bit, but they were all like Apollo Mythos. So sorry this happened to you. Truly hope people listen to you and your side. Sending you support, Miss Barry, Sylvie, you're so brave, etc., etc., etc. So, what did she say that got people all in a tizzy? That got people all kind of interested in what was going on, in what was being said. She went through and started talking about everything. Let's hear her out first.
Hello, my name is Bari. Some of you may know me by my former name, Rin. I'm sharing this statement to document my personal experiences involving an individual publicly known as Marie/MarieFD, as well as my interactions with her former employer. Over the past 2.5 years, I have experienced repeated harassment, boundary violations, doxing, and what I perceived as institutional inaction.
Now, we're just taking this at face value for now. If this is true, if this was true, the whole situation that happened here was true, then this would be some very, very bad stuff going on. It'd be some very serious stuff going on. Of course, the institutional inaction, if true, with Nijisanji would have been something that wasn't out of the ordinary for Nijisanji necessarily. The harassment, doxing, all of that is horrible. Even if it happens now after supposedly, you know, the negative things that have been going on. Thank you again, Larry, for the 3 stream streak. All this type of stuff, if it's true, is very bad. So, of course, we're going to listen to everything else that she has to say, because it is very, very important to see everything that is being said here. But the main thing, one of the things that I do want to put out is I don't think it was a good idea for any of them to date each other, because these accusations, these allegations of dating within the Nijisanji scene, within Nijisanji itself, is of course something that has been put through before, something that has been put out before, something that people have had a rat of. Now it's kind of a little bit more confirmed, but still, you do not crap where you eat. You do not dip your pen in company ink. You don't do those things, because it usually ends up being something bad. It usually ends up biting you in the ass way worse than you could have ever imagined. And it is, well, which is what it's doing right now for the people involved in this whole thing. Because now any drama, any kind of stuff like that, the reason why is, the experience that I've had is I've seen people date inside of the company. Once that happens, if things don't go well, let's say if you have a 2, 5, 10-year relationship and you get married and all that kind of stuff, those are the good ones. They're the bad ones, where if you do that, you can and sometimes will get screwed over by the person after, your breakup. If the breakup is amicable, it's fine. You just continue as coworkers, etc. If it ends up being a bad breakup, you just talking to them can be considered harassment. Just being around them can be considered harassment. And that is the problem there. That is a big problem there. So let's continue on and listen to what she says.
All of which had left a lasting impact on my safety and well-being. This statement is not intended to assign motives or speculate on anyone's internal thoughts. I'm speaking only to what I personally experienced, observed, and how those events affected me.
Now, one thing I do see, and it seems to be very big here, is the fact that she seems monotone in a lot, and also kind of like done with it. Also, it seems like she has probably gone through a lawyer for a lot of these things. It really does seem like there was a lawyer involved, and there was for the actual thing, either that or she just took a lot of time to think about it, wanted to make it as little bit of emotion as possible in order to make sure that there wasn't any confusion as to what was going on. If there's redemption, maybe there's a chance. Maybe there is, yeah. This is her personal experience. This is what she's going to be talking about. This is the things that she's going to be going through here. Of course, let's see what she does. And of course, the person that she's talking about is Reimu, who is now MarieFD, and who was at one point dating Vox Akama within the agency of Nijisanji. Let's continue.
In mid to late 2022, Marie entered a brief romantic relationship with a colleague that ended poorly. Sometime afterward, she developed a close relationship with another colleague.
The other colleague that she's mentioning here is Ike Eveland, or at least it's believed to be Ike Eveland. Of course, neither Ike nor Marie nor anybody is actually going to confirm this because, well, it doesn't really benefit them very much to confirm it, even though she's the one saying that all this is happening. She's the one saying that all these things are going through. It is, of course, all conjecture at this point. So let's continue on with what she's saying.
He was my former long-term partner.
So this is, of course, Bari over here saying that that Ike Eveland and her were dating during the time that Marie was Reimu Endou inside of Nijisanji.
I did not object to their friendship or public interactions, as playful behavior and fan service are common in our industry. However, at in-person events, I personally observed Marie engaging in physical behavior towards him that I perceived as flirtatious, including one incident where she threw herself onto him with enough force that they nearly fell off a chair. Multiple individuals were present during this incident. Additionally,
so let's take a look at this. Man, sometimes I'd be like, this is of course MarieFD / Reimu at this point. Fittings aren't something to be ashamed of, be it good or bad ones. My guess is this is either Ike or something like that, or somebody that they're talking to is like, why didn't I end up having a crush on blank? Instead, man, then I remember you have a GF, and I'm like, wait, never mind, LMAO. So this is a conversation that was had between two people, one of them being Marie / Reimu Endou. So this whole thing, you have a girlfriend, and I'm like, wait, never mind. This could be seen very much, yes, just from a regular perspective, from a regular person's perspective. It could definitely be seen as them being like, damn, if you weren't, kind of like how people are. So some people, well, when they flirt, don't ask me how people flirt, because you know me, I'm a fucking idiot when it comes to flirting. I'm autistic, so I'm not really good with social cues, so I wouldn't know flirting if it smacked me right in the face. Yeah, I've already told you the stories about that whole situation, that yes, sometimes flirting has slapped me directly in the face, and I also have had zero clue as to whether it was flirting or not. And here's, of course, this person trying to make them, reassure them on the whole, feelings aren't something to be ashamed of, be it good ones or bad ones. But yeah, this whole thing could just be letting out their feelings at the time, being like, yeah, I'm not going to step on that landmine, but it would have been nice if something like that, if there wasn't something going on. And it kind of also is, well, it's kind of mean girlish type of thing to say, because at this point in time, supposedly, or at least it seems like, they were dating Vox Akuma. So it's kind of like Vox, she's like, why didn't I go with Ike Evelyn instead of Vox in this case? Assuming they're both involved in this whole thing as, you know, boyfriends of the respective people. It's kind of like why didn't I have a crush on Ike instead of Vox? So unfortunately here in Japan, there's not really a formal reporting system when it comes to black companies. Yes, outside agencies that look out and warn people of black companies, but it's not really a concern here due to cultural norms of work mentality. Though I wouldn't be surprised if, because all this, foreign talent agencies will be more closely monitored by the government. Could be. We don't really know how this will go in the end. But yeah, it is, depending on who is being the one talked about here, why didn't I end up having a crush on blank instead, man? Then I remember you have a GF and I'm like, wait, never mind, LMAO. That could be something you say to a friend, kind of like as a joking manner. Or it could be a nudge, nudge, wink, wink, how do you do type of thing for being like, yeah, I wish it was you instead of the person that I'm currently dating. It is still kind of, well, this is just my own personal thoughts, my own little, you know, conspiracy stuff going on, or whatever we want to call it. It does harken back to a kind of a negative thing going on in inside of Niji. And that is not good. I mean, like, it's kind of like a mean girl streak inside of Nijisanji, from what I hear. So let's continue on what she's saying. The company had just different manager. Maybe this would have been different. Yeah. Surprised with all the violations certain colorful agencies have made against Canadian labor laws and employment laws have been banned yet from the operating in the country. I think when it comes to that, manager-san, a lot of it depends on more the people reporting it, and also whether, like, a lot of it is, unfortunately, in a lot of the Western nations, it is more of, oh, you're a contractor, well, take it up with the company, or take it up with the country that you're contracting from. Because they don't have, as far as I know, Nijisanji does not have a base in neither the US nor Canada. What I mean by that is they don't have, it's not like Shoujo, where they had a base in like Washington State, I believe, and then something in Japan, or like Face Connect that also has something in Canada and in Japan, home offices in both places. They don't, and I think that's one of those things that prevents them from being reported as much. Says Savi's Rats, as someone that has worked for companies outside the place, it's extremely hard. I think sometimes Latinas are a little flirty. I've seen personally, I've had that too, because MarieFD is a Colombian VTuber, so Latinas can be flirty. It's kind of the way it is, in like playful, but not like it's weird. Sometimes, like a lot of times, especially like I always take like flirtiness as just, you know, messing around with friends and stuff like that. That's the way I always took it. Sometimes it can be really overly flirty, I guess, in some cases, but in other cases it can be more just regular shit. So that is, yeah, that's of course a thing that goes on. That's why it's, you know, I think you're right, Jara. They kind of keep themselves inside of Japan because, well, Japan protects them a lot. We're gonna go over and see everything and see if anybody was actually doxxed, because there are a lot of allegations going around.
Additionally, I was informed that she had made a personal confession to him. I communicated my discomfort to him.
So here is the long message here of insecurity. Here's the first part where we get to see a little bit of insecurity in regards to things going on within the whole agency. That is, of course, something that that we can get to see a little bit over here on the whole situation going on here. And she says here, "Hi Marie, thank you for adding me. Sorry if I caught you off guard or anything, and thank you for today joining the GC and talking things out. After we hung up the call, I remember I forgot to ask you about one last thing. Focus on having the main point heard and a little overwhelmed. A while ago, when you first vented about the person, I'm guessing it's either Ike or Vox in this case, vented about Vox and said something along the lines to Ike, I wish I had a crush on you instead, but then I remembered you have a GF. Is there a reason why you phrased it like that? He mentioned it in passing, and I never really understood it. I thought maybe it'd be best to ask you directly. Then you pass along a message like before. And like you said, you don't have anything towards him, which I thank you again for telling me. It helped me ease my anxiety. I'm just asking for peace of mind and appreciate you reading all of this. I'm going to be honest with you. I generally don't remember saying that. And if I did, I'm sorry. I can't assure you, even if he didn't, you have you as a GF. And it continues.
Through direct messages.
And here it goes. This is, I wouldn't really do anything to get him because I can tell you 100% wholeheartedly from all these years I talked with him. When she's talking about all these years, we're going to find out that she's been friends with him for like 9 years or so. And by the time this came out, they had been friends for years before Bari and her even got together. And that's one of those things that's like, what the F, woman? I don't know. It starts making things seem a bit wilder than it should be. You know what I mean? It does make it seem a lot crazier. The other person's like, from all these years talk with him and knew about him, I haven't been attracted to him in the slightest. If you've been a friend with someone for a very long time, you're not going to be attracted to them. It's going to be very likely you're not attracted to them. You can be, of course, and it's fair if they were. But like maybe there's an attraction in the beginning and that's why you don't start talking and things like that. But after a while, you do end up becoming, for some people, and I've had that happen with me, like people towards me, I end up becoming like the brother type of thing. You know, you end up like joking around, even doing the jokey, not necessarily the brother, but you know, to do the jokey flirty with, you know, no actual intentions because, well, there aren't any actual intentions involved with a friend that you see kind of as family. But you joke around, you mess around, you flirt, etc., etc. That's something that does happen, of course.
Call with 2 other individuals. During that conversation,
this one is something that I'm going to be putting bigger here because I do want you guys to be able to see something a little bit more. We have it a little bit bigger. Of course, it's still very blurry because of, you know, well, it's taken during the video here. So I do apologize for the blurriness of it, but let's read through it. Hey, could you let me know when you're around? I want to talk about something. I'm here. Oh, great. It's kind of serious. Is that you all right with you? This is Ike apparently talking with MarieFD / Reimu at this point. If Ike ever comes back, I hope he tells us what he felt about the company, and if he doesn't want to say, I understand. Of course, a little sleepy, so I repeat missed words. You're good, Atov. I'm glad you're here at all. I'm glad any of you guys are here at all. Ichikata Co. has had a colorful history with the Japanese idol company. It really has. It was Ichikata first, then it became Any Color / Nijisanji. Well, Nijisanji is a subsidiary of Any Color. It's the corporate separation type of thingy madoobs in order to be better with, my guess is tax law and things like that. Which, of course, will be something that people deal with and talk about, etc. So let's go over this slowly but surely, because that's what we do here. We do try to make sure to go over everything, and I'll give you my commentary as things go along. We have here, there's been something on my mind for a while now that's bothered me a bit, and the more I think about it, the more bothersome I find it. You know what I'm going to do, actually? I have hidden the cursor, and I'm going to capture the cursor now so you guys know where exactly I'm doing. So here you go. My cursor should be, well, it should be around. Should be. Is it? I don't know. There we are. Now it is. So I do want the cursor thing because of the fact that that way you guys can follow along with me. Here we go. There's something that's been on my mind for a while now. It's bothered me a bit, and the more I think about it, the more bothersome I find it. So this is Ike, you know, trying to, well, be kind, I guess. Be not so aggressive, not so, you know, right on her ass. I think I started around the time in Japan with that dinner I brought up a while back. They did, apparently, all 3 of them go to Japan, have a dinner, apparently with her and a bunch of friends. It was Marie, Ike, and of course the girlfriend and a bunch of friends. And I don't think Vox was there because I think things had kind of ended by that time. I know I brought up to you telling me that I brought up to you telling me to shut the F up unprovoked, but I never managed to bring it up the second thing that bothered me that evening. So apparently there was a situation where Marie was angry, frustrated, etc., told Ike to shut the F up about I don't know what, but it was an outburst. Outbursts do happen. Sorry, I just got something to drink. Outbursts do happen if you are going through a lot of stress. Maybe you just had a bad day. Outbursts don't necessarily mean you're a horrible person. It just means you've been going through some shit. And of course, it seems like Marie was going through some shit involving other people, involving Vox, involving etc. etc. Apparently they were going through some shit. So let's continue on here. I've been trying to wait for an opportunity to show itself to bring it up organically. Basically, they didn't want to be the one to do this, what they actually ended up doing. Of being like, hey, we need to talk. This bugged the F out of me. We need to talk about this. They wanted to be like, hey, you know, like her to say something like, oh, I love that dinner the other night. It was so fun, blah, 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 blah. It never came up. That does happen where, look, I'm so socially awkward because of my autism and things like that, that I trying to find the right time to say certain things, to trying to find the right time to bring up certain situations that you may or may not like or may not want to talk about. That is, of course, something that, like you may, like for me, it's a lot tougher than like for a regular individual. It says, in a conversation, not make things so abrupt and awkward, but it's proving to be a bit on the difficult side, hence why I asked to talk to you just now. It says, during that dinner, I didn't know it was before or after when you snapped at me, sort of threw yourself at me and clung to me. This made me very uncomfortable and also came across as rather disrespectful, as it was right in front of my significant other as well. So they Ike themselves, mention about the person throwing themselves at them. Now, there has been, because, you know, I've read on a lot of things, there has been speculation, of course, unconfirmed. All this, of course, is still alleged. All unconfirmed, that Ike said this because of the insecurity of Bari, because Bari was pushing him to talk to her about it. So this is what was alleged to have been happened behind everything. Vox, there's a lot of negative things to say about Vox, honestly. A lot of people have been saying a lot of negative things about Vox. A lot of things have been going on. We'll never know what exactly happened unless in some years' time. The Talents is my VTuber story. Shares it regarding, and also has NDAs and stuff, so you really can't say what's going on inside of the company. That's one of those things. There's 2 ex-talents of the agency, and one is currently with the agency under NDA. Even 2 exes are still under NDA. Yeah, the NDAs of a lot of these places do extend, as we found out with Vishojo, to after they leave the company as well, for sometimes 6 months, a year. The perpetual ones, the ones that continue on forever and ever and ever, are not legally enforceable in many locations. So that is something that you will not see in many locations. The perpetual ones where it's like, oh, you can, you know, for the rest of your time in existence, you cannot talk about this whole situation. That is something that, like, for example, here in the US, those aren't enforceable at all. It says, we will never know. See, Mordic was forced into this after he was in his black screen stream with the Vox. Ike, yes, Ike was in that black screen stream. It really seemed like when he was in that black screen stream, personally, he seemed very much uncomfortable with the situation. He, out of all of them, like, Illyra seemed happy to be there. Vox seemed happy to say what he was going to say. Ike seemed nervous and just, like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Deer caught in the headlights type of look. Vox always does end up showing up when there's drama, doesn't he? Let's see, his top dog, he's the devil. Feel through yourself at me being exaggerated. That's why I think the through yourself at me was more brought on by Bari instead of being brought on by Ike themselves. Because this is Ike speaking to, in this case, to MarieFD. I think it was more of Ike being kind of pushed into this instead of actually doing it. And Ike, look, I'm not being negative or mean or anything like that to Ike, but Ike does seem a bit of a pushover. I can say that as a pushover myself. I am a motherfucker who gets pushed easily. I'm a serial people pleaser. I've been trying to fix that, but I'm a serial people pleaser. I'm a really bad people pleaser. People who know me know that already. I've gotten in trouble before because I've tried to please people to way too much. It's true that the rats have been saying his talents were also a manager. It was also makes sense. Fortunately, none of the people involved ever lived the VTuber story. Very true, unfortunately. The NDA is normally last 7 years. Let's see, by the contract, let's see. But when they expire, secondary part of the contract activates. And that is also something that you can, yeah, of course, that is something also that can happen. The secondary part of the contract, the secondary thing there as well. And let's continue on here. Reading what you guys are saying. Well, say to see if they're not in the country, the agency stop writing out. They can do it because, you know, they're not there. And they should change. Theoretically, in most countries, there's no such thing as slander, defamation laws. Here in the U.S., at least, it's not as strict. You have a lot more burden of proof to prove slander. Same thing, I think, in Canada and in the EU, I believe, as well. Theoretically, in most countries, let's see, in my honest opinion, Vox creeps me out. Vox creeped out a lot of people. It's not just you, Jara. BS enforced permanent NDA. Technically, those NDAs are nothing more than fear tactic. They're like, say these things and we'll sue you. But if you live, like, for example, with Vishojo, you live in a country that they can't get you, like what happened with a case on. She's like, you can't grab me, you can't get me, you can't do shit. So I'm just going to keep saying what I'm going to say. Coming in, national manager works for a Japanese talent agency. Literally, government employees the highest levels of security, still giving information after years. Yep, the whistleblowers. No people pleaser, Sadie. I'm a serial people pleaser. I am a chronic and severe people pleaser. I do it way too much. I honestly do it way too much. So let's continue on here. It says, oh fuck. Let's go back to where we were. Sorry. It says the fact that this and the snapping thing happened within the same hour or so had me so confused and conflicted for so long that I still am not entirely sure what to make of it. I can't tell if I'm puzzled, conflicted, sad, upset, or a mix of all those emotions about the whole deal. I know you apologize for the snapping thing, but I feel a bit mixed about the apology, as I remember it more as it's because I broke up with blank, as opposed to I'm sorry, it should have been done that way, blah blah blah. So if I'm misremembering, please do feel free to correct me. I'm certain of the fact that the whole thing, you throwing yourself onto me thing, has gone unaddressed, though, both in regards to me and Bari, or me and Fox, or whatever it is, me and that other person. This is something really crazy. It says, on top of this, the more I think about it, the more things come to mind that just make it rather uncomfortable in hindsight. For example, I've noticed an influx of a lot of blank, which is shippers. Hello, Hassan. Welcome. Japan is different. Even if it's true, you can get sued for defamation. Exactly. Unless you are a news agency doing it for the public good. They do have a provision in the Japanese Penal Code to allow for public good type of things, which means that if it is like a news agency reporting something on like actual facts and evidence on, let's say, a member of the Japanese Diet doing something illegal and it's proven, etc., then yes, they can do that and they will not be hit by the defamation laws. But that is, like I said, it has to be in the public good, public interest, etc. And this is shipping art. Like I mentioned, this is shipping art that MarieFD, Reimu, when they were Reimu, were retweeting. A lot of people retweet it. A lot of people, even them, retweet shipping art without it being something sexual or anything like that, or the desire of the person involved being shipping with someone else. For example, if I was shipped with, let's say, I don't know, a friend of mine, whatever friend. I'm not going to name anybody because I don't want people to be like, oh my God, Salvi's imagining he's being shipped with some big person like Bao or whatever. But let's say let's just say in a hypothetical situation, which will never happen because Bao has no idea who the fuck I am. Bao and I were friends. We got shipped together for whatever reason. We both retweeted it. If we both retweet it, then that doesn't mean that we're both like, hell yeah, we want to date each other. No, it just means we found that cute. We don't really care about the shipping tag. We found it cute. We're going to, you know, retweet it. So that is the thing. It's not like, oh my God, we want to date. Oh my God, I want to F you. None of that stuff is going on. It's just you're retweeting a cute thing done by someone in your community that you want to support the fact that they're doing anything for you in the community. You know, that type of thing. I don't have the link for the shipping art. I wasn't able to find the exact shipping art because it would have been about 2023 or so. Yeah, the Annie and Beetle situation is a big one there as well, in regards to the whole shipping thing. Annie and Beetle, for the people who don't know, Annie TF was someone who was doing art for Beetle and the Neurosama thing. I think she also designed Neurosama to the way that she is now, and Evil Neuro also designed her as well. They were doing that. They were working together very closely. Annie ended up developing feelings for Beetle. This is a bit different situation though. Annie did develop feelings for Beetle. They were unrequited, as in that they were not responded to. Beetle was like, no, I want to keep this a business relationship, etc. And of course, they had a lot of shipping art. The issue with Annie though, that's a bit different from here. The shipping art was with other people like Camila and things like that. That art was involving basically NTR art. Netorare is basically cheating or cuckolding or whatever you want to call it. The shippers made it 1,000 times worse. Shippers can make situations worse. The rat that's going around here is the reason why Ike is putting this out here. Yeah, it was very one-sided, unfortunately, with the Annie thing. I do understand about the one-sided stuff. I've had a lot of one-sided interests in my past as well. The thing is, after that happens, you do get embarrassed. And a lot of times you do end the friendship, etc., because you're very embarrassed. You don't want there to be awkwardness, and you still have feelings, so you want those to die off. Yeah, she was in hell for the time that she was doing that stuff was going on. She says, a lot of influx of art being liked and art retweeted by you, which also made me rather uncomfortable due to the previous incident. Usually I just turn a blind eye. It's ship art, but usually it's not something that we as livers retweet. But when it gets brought onto my timeline by people I follow, it becomes a bit difficult to overlook, especially when of the addition of 4UTAP. You acknowledging it also feeds more people and making it that kind of stuff. And since it's been made progressively more uncomfortable, I mean, we barely even speak these days, so I don't understand why the ship was even being peddled as of late. While I can only guess as to why, I would like to ask, if possible, that you could refrain from at least retweeting the shipping art. My guess is that this is the hashtag for the ship art, interacting with posts related to it. And it says, I really appreciate it. Sorry if this feels like it's coming out of nowhere. These months later, it's been very conflicted with my own thoughts over the whole thing, and I hate confrontation more than anything, especially with people considered good friends. But I decided that rather than walking around with these conflicting feelings for longer, I thought it'd be best to, and the healthiest, to approach it just instead of properly, clear properly in the air and all that kind of good stuff. Oh, thank you for talking about this with me. First of all, I apologize again for telling you to shut up in Japan. I understand it was seen as unprovoked. That dinner, so that when I apologized to you about it, I gave a general explanation because I was embarrassed of how I acted, but I didn't know you'd take it as giving an excuse to it and not really apologizing. I'm sorry. I apologize again because I do believe it was wrong of me to explode the way I did when you didn't even know about it. Plus, I hadn't even talked to you either. A lot of my IRL friends had already kept that I already knew about her and Vox dating, kept asking about it if I was bothered that you kept talking about him during the whole trip, and I let it affect me as well. But this isn't me excusing my behavior, just giving you a look into what was happening in my mind. And that's the thing, a lot of times when people have, like I said, very stressful situations, like I mentioned when we first started mentioning about the blowing up things, if there was a breakup, the breakup maybe wasn't the best type of breakup. It was being the relationship that you were in was being mentioned again and again and again and again and again. You want to already forget about it, and people don't let you forget about it. That is something that, of course, becomes an issue later on. That becomes a problem when you are trying to not have this become so big for you. and that is one of those things that fuck, I keep doing this. I'm sorry, I keep clicking and doing that. So I'm not used to the cursor being there, so I just click whenever my cursor's there. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. So yeah, let's continue. And down here, we will continue here, or auto fister, yeah. For the second thing, I genuinely had no idea I made you and blank Bari in this case feel uncomfortable. Bari used to be known as Reen. They even called themselves Reen there, so I'm pretty sure this is Reen here. Sorry, I don't remember throwing myself at you, but again, you and Reen saw it that way and felt that way. I can only apologize. I'm so sorry. I'll be way more careful from now on. And just want you to know that it didn't even cross my mind. I'm so sorry. I guess that's why I went unaddressed, but thank you for bringing it up to me. Generally had no idea, and now I know. Does blank feel comfortable enough to talk to me? I'll apologize to her directly as well, or is it alright with only you? About the shipping, I don't really think much of it either. I retweet art if I like it, but if I don't, I really don't really stalk the art tag either. Every single post of them, and I will of course respect your boundaries. Thank you for being that up as well. Do you feel comfortable if I just don't retweet any fan art with you just to avoid many misunderstandings? Right down here. We're gonna go back to here where she
stated that she did not recall the incident due to alcohol consumption, but agreed to stop engaging in shipping content involving him from May 1st, 2023 onward. At the time, I believed the matter hadn't been resolved. In the months that followed, I personally experienced exclusion from collaborative projects, negative statements and rumors about me within company and mutual networks, and finally, harassment, including the doxing of personal information and death threats. It became apparent that directly settling boundaries with her was insufficient to prevent the disclosure of our personal information. I reported these incidents to Marie's previous employer through the appropriate channels after my personal information was shared without my consent. It was communicated that, following their internal review, the reported conduct was being addressed in accordance with company policy and that the potential disciplinary measures were under consideration. I also understood at the time that other...
So yeah, she reported it, as mentioned here. She reported it in this section. Let me get to that section again. She reported it here. And this is... This is important because this is their thing here, of course, using other people's photos or portraits in any videos in social media without the appropriate legal procedures. Doing so may infringe on their privacy rights or rights of their own images, and also mentioning personal information to others. This is important for what we are going to be talking about. Supposedly, this is where the whole doxing thing kind of pops off and kind of is, mentioned here. Let me just see, because I'm also trying to get to you guys the things happening when it comes to the things that we're going to be talking about her, MarieFD, supposedly talking about the whole situation and everything that is happening with like supposedly she had started talking about things going on, and supposedly she had started talking about the whole situation and everything there. So that is of course something that we will be going over, of course, and kind of giving you guys a little bit of the stuff in the future of what is supposedly alleged to have happened around the whole thing. So let's take a look. Let's keep going.
The reported conduct was being addressed in accordance with company policy and that the potential disciplinary measures were under consideration.
So yeah, there were supposed to be disciplinary measures. Supposed to be disciplinary measures going on in regards to this whole thing. It says, hello, I'm blank from blank as blank's supervisor. So this blank person is this third one here, this the person that this person is a supervisor for, it was probably the person they were talking to inside of Nijisanji. Wanted to inform you that that they have been ill for the past few days and is currently unable to communicate. While he recovers, I will be taking over communication. Since he has been regularly reporting to me, I'm fully aware of the situation. Also, our message has been and will continue to represent the company, not just opinion of a single employee. Thank you again for your feedback, given the severity of her action. Of course, thank you guys for being here, number one. And thank you also for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that kind of stuff on the YouTube side, hitting that bell notification icon when you can. Appreciate that. Not just opinion of a single employee. Thank you again for your feedback. Given the severity of her action, we have determined that the level of malice involved is substantial. Therefore, at 7 p.m. JST on October 18th, we concluded that her penalty will either be public apology, accompanied by a suspension of activities, or contract termination if no apology is made. While we will not disclose your identity as the source of the information, we must show her the bullying and doxing comments from her locked X account as part of the process to either terminate her contract or secure a public apology. As a result, she may be able to deduce that you are the source of the information. We look forward to hearing from you soon. For once, the company did the correct thing when it came to reporting the behavior of the talent. They looked into it, followed proper channels, did the correct paperwork. In this case, they actually investigated it, which is more than they've done for other things. Like, they investigated this, which usually they don't. I will give that to Nijisanji this time. They actually investigated it. As we know, in the past, a lot of things aren't investigated inside of Nijisanji, especially when it comes to the favorite sons, the favorite people inside of the agency. It is usually not seen by anybody, not seen by anybody. Like, it's usually hidden in some way, shape, or form. So that is the big thing here. Let's continue.
I also understood at the time that other individuals had submitted related concerns. From my perspective, no meaningful action appeared to be taken. I continued to see Marie receive sponsorships, design upgrades, and high-profile opportunities, which made me feel like my concerns were being minimized.
So, of course, I mean, they have the right to feel like their concerns are minimized because, well, when there's here's the main thing that a lot of people don't understand. When there are investigations, when the conclusion's already done, you're not going to know what's happening inside. Everything internally, beyond saying we've investigated it, we found that certain things are true, etc., anything that's being done internally will not be mentioned to you because you are not an employee. The internal processes of a company will not be shared with you unless you are, one, a severe, like a big industrial, like institutional investor, or two, in the know inside of the company itself. Didn't have to report on it yet in my PL, but I'm considering things get worse. This one is investigating more probably due to pressure from someone inside. Yeah, it might have been like Ike been pressuring about it too, maybe. The reason why she was not terminated was because of the Selene thing. They 100% didn't want to repeat that. I mean, remember what happened to Aster. Aster wasn't terminated. It was just a mutual separation. Even though he did some horrible shit, he wasn't terminated. They really don't want to terminate people. Because then people start searching, they start looking, they start digging, and they're like, there's some shit going on here that I don't quite like. And that's when people start wondering what's going on. So it says, you never expect information. It will always be rats in this point. Yes, most agencies don't have transparency when it comes to disciplinary. The only thing they have, be transparent with their finances when it comes to shareholders. Yes. Because anything disciplinary usually stays within the company. No one outside of the company will ever know on normal circumstances.
In April of 2025, after my former partner resigned from the company, reportedly due to increasing stress and dissatisfaction with the company's response to certain concerns, I was notified that Marie's contract would not be renewed.
So the former partner is, of course, Ike. Ike also left for their own concerns, their own things, and things like that. And I guess Ike told her, or someone had told her, that Marie's contract was no longer going to be renewed.
The company publicly characterized this as a graduation without acknowledgement of any related complaints or disciplinary actions.
Again, she's not privy to any kind of internal conversations. It could just be that Marie was like, yeah, I'm not going to continue it. And Nijisanji didn't want to push and was like, yeah, we don't want to continue this either. And then it was a mutual separation at that point. They terminated Twisty immediately, but separated with Aster. Talk about favoritism. Yeah, there's some favoritism going on, Hassan. Yeah. It says termination will be banned from reporting in here. Always be graduations now.
Following her departure, the harassment I had been experiencing online stopped abruptly, coinciding with the timing of her leaving. My intention was to move on and not address this. However, Marie recently spoke about me publicly, presenting a version of events that, from my perspective, does not align with what I experienced. Remaining silent has allowed misinformation to persist.
Now, we are going to go over what supposedly was said by Marie in a still, it was, I think, her 200K sub celebration. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, and we're going to do that later.
I believe that transparency is necessary to protect myself and others in similar situations. I am sharing this to document my personal experience, highlight what I perceived as a pattern of harm and inaction, and advocate for greater transparency and accountability within our community standards. I am not asking or encouraging anyone to harass or retaliate against Marie or her former employer. The information in this statement reflects my personal experiences, perceptions, and understanding of the events as they unfolded. Thank you.
Well, luckily, she did say that she did not want anybody to harass anybody else, which is what's important, which is what's very important. And I do think it is very important to put out there that we do have, of course, to make sure not to actually go and be too aggressive to the people, be too aggressive with things like that. Having all that kind of stuff happen is never good. That type of thing. It's just it's never good overall. So what we're going to be doing is, of course, going over here, seeing, so sorry, sending you all my love. Also, the fact that they deleted a lot of stuff. Yeah, Bari deleted a lot of stuff. There were 2 reactions here that we're going to go over in a little bit. But there were 2 things here that are important in regards to everything here. And of course, we will go and see what is going on here. Let's take a look at what we are talking about when it comes to the MarieFD situation. This was a 200K subs situation, celebration here for MarieFD. And this is supposedly where she ended up talking about the situation as it came about. The other things popping up here as it came about, of course. And that is something we're going to take a look at. So I'm also going to be recording this part just to let you guys know. We had been talking about the whole situation with Reimu / MarieFD, and they had been dating Vox at the time, and supposedly were alleged by Bari, this Bari Love person here, of doxing them, harassing them, etc. And then after everything was supposed to be dying down, having actually redone everything and re-litigated everything in the court of public opinion. And that is something that, of course, we do have to take a look at, because I do want to be fair and even with everything. Let's take a look at what's going on here.
We're not friends anymore. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's like what happened with like a long time ago, what happened with the crazy girlfriend that was like harassing me because she thought that I wanted her boyfriend, even.
And that she's talking about Bari. She's like, they're not friends anymore. And then starts mentioning, the crazy girlfriend, talking about her boyfriend, wanting to date her boyfriend and things like that. That is her talking about Bari specifically here. So she already started, like, all right, we're getting right into it. So let's keep going.
Though I had been friends with her boyfriend for like so many years, and I was like, I just don't know how else to explain to you, girly, that nobody wants. And nobody includes me. Trust me.
Oof, she's that's kind of making fun of a friend, I guess. In that case, that's a bit rough. He says nobody wants him, which is basically no one wants Ike in this case, especially not her. I guess she was saying that kind of to say, hey, I'm not a threat. I'm not somebody that you want to worry about. Let's continue on. Let's just get past this in some way.
Trust me when I say this. I've known this guy for so long. I don't know how else to explain to you. I don't want you. I don't want him. Trust me, nobody does. You're safe. Yeah, literally, that's why when I was playing Silent Hill and we were going through like the Linko thing, I was like, oh my god, it's that girl. I had a PTSD moment. Like the
Wow, and this is again what Bari's talking about when she says that they're talking again about the whole situation, and they're talking about relitigating it, putting it back out there. But again, she's not mentioning exactly who it is. It's like, if you know, you know, and if you don't, well, it's just some random girl there.
PTSD in me woke up. I was like, oh no, it's her. It's her. I was like, he's all yours, trust me. Yeah, I've played this games before. She's back. So the way that I dealt with that, at first, I actually tried to reassure her. And then it came to the point that no matter what I did and did not do, it was not changing anything. Like, that girlie was a little bit cuckoo in the head. Like, that was not for me to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, she has a lot of work to do, and I have no place in that work. You know what I mean?
So yeah, she's saying here, of course, continuing on, that this person has a lot of stuff to deal with in their personal life that they should deal with in their personal life themselves and not involve her at all. So yeah, she did try to reassure her, as she does show in her document later on that we will go over and have gone over in the video and stuff like that. She has mentioned and shown that she tried to reassure her again and again and again, and it didn't seem to work because this person seemed to be very insecure.
I ended up like reaching that conclusion after talking a lot with my therapist. She should have just hit on her. Bro. Sadly, she was not my type. So I just ended up cutting off that friend. I was like, listen, man, good luck. Good luck, because you're the one that is gonna have to be the one dealing with her, you know what I mean?
Now, this laugh, I mean, some people have been telling me, oh, this laugh is just mean girl laugh. It could be very well a mean girl laugh. It does seem kind of, especially in context right now, it seems very mean girlish in the way of laughing about someone else's insecurities. But also, people laugh when they are nervous. People laugh when they are kind of like, oh my God, what the heck did I get myself into type of thing. And oh my God, that was a crazy thing, right? That's what the laugh seems to be more like right here. Instead of it being like, laughing at the person. It's more like, not necessarily insecurity, more like her feeling like, ah, man, that was crazy stuff, right? Look at that crazy stuff there, right? You know.
I'm out. I'm out. Good luck, man. I wish you luck, because oh my lord, you're gonna need it.
Yeah, I mean,
you're gonna need it with that kind of relationship. Just saying.
Well, the things that she's saying does sound very mean girlish, but when you take into consideration that according to her, according to Mari, she's been bugged by this person for a very long time with these insecurities. Once or twice, it's okay. After it continues to happen again and again and again, it becomes a problem and it becomes annoying. But yeah, the laugh in this case, some people are like, oh, it's a mean girl laugh. It just seems like a nervous tick. It seems like, holy crap, look at the stuff I went through. Kind of like a holy moly, what's going on here type of thing.
I hope he's doing okay. Gosh, I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah, it seems like a holy crap moment type of
It's not about it being
laugh.
your type, it's the point about her to back off.
Yeah, she did need to back off.
Honestly, I should have gone for that strategy. The thing is, she knew I liked girls. She knew I was a little bit gay. A little bit gay is minimizing it.
So, not gonna assume anything, but yes, she was dating Vox apparently, but also likes girls. So pan is what I'm gonna say. And if the other person already knew about that, then why were they getting so aggressive is what she's saying here.
And she's still not. Yo, I did so much. Bro, I did so much. She's the most Lulu person I've ever met in my entire life. It's kind of wild.
This was 2 weeks ago.
I wish I was exaggerating, but I've never met somebody as the Lulu as this person. Like, I tried so many different ways, man. I was like, there was like a period of like a friendship arc when she was like, maybe if I vent to her about my problems with her friend, she can give me like advice. And there was a point where she was like, oh, I'm so glad that we became friends. I was like, And then she was venting about like the different problems that she would have with my friend, and I was like, man, I don't know, maybe you should talk with him.
So yeah, it seems like this person was venting way too much, venting a lot, and it seems like Marie was getting already very, very annoyed at the situation. As you can tell, was getting very annoyed at this person continuing to go. Let's continue.
Like the solution that I would give her all the time was like, maybe you should talk with him. I don't know.
Yeah, talking is important. Very
she was
important.
Like, can you talk to him about it? And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna step in nowhere in between that. I can just listen to you, and then you can talk with him if you want, you know.
That's the thing. Don't put other people into your own messes. Deal with it yourself. If you can't deal with it yourself, well, then that's your own problem. Don't put other people into your messes. So I do agree with her here. And the thing is, look, what most likely happened is, what I'm going to say, just my opinion here, what most likely happened is Bari saw this, felt attacked, and that's why she ended up making the video. But let's continue on to hear more of what Maria says, just so that we can get the full context of everything.
And then, like, out of the blue, she was like, I wish I wasn't laughing. It's so ridiculous that the only thing that I can do is laugh. It's like, Maria, I've tried. And I was like, oh, what happened? Did something happen? You can vent to me if you want. Your face, your voice, whenever I think about you, it's just pain. And I was like, what in the fucking hell?
Oh God. Well, yeah, that was cringe right there. That was a big cringe right there. But yeah, she continues talking about this for quite a bit. If I'm not mistaken, she continues talking about this for like another 10 minutes, I think, or something like that. So it does continue for quite a while, but you kind of get the gist of what she's talking about. This is where she started feeling very attacked, and she started feeling like this was unprovoked and something that should never have been talked about, according to what we're seeing here. Whether it was something that should have been talked about or not, it's okay for her to vent. It's okay for her to vent about situations here. It's okay for her to vent about the things that she was experiencing, because she didn't mention anybody at all. She didn't mention any individual. She didn't mention any person out there, other than in passing and other than in, these randomness things there. But yeah, let's continue on. I'm not recording this part here. Let's continue on. Hello, Suda Soldier, Mud Wrestling. Let's see here. Hello, everybody that's still on the YouTube side. Matthew, this was literally her last tweet. Slowly turning on an obsession with a person. Forced to fly for business, no choice. At least you can say been in Canada. Oh, nice, Mick. In that case, it's not the company. It's the fans that are the problem. Don't do what the Needy Sisters do. Like, why am I stressed when I'm not even in the relationship? Yeah, exactly. You start getting stressed and you're not even fucking involved in the whole fucking thing. Holy shit. Just for, like, fucking being there, you get stressed. You get fucking stressed as fuck. So yeah, let's continue on in this part, at least, because she goes on for like another 10-15 minutes, like I said.
I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm literally saying this word by word. Every time that I look at you in the face, it just reminds me of the pain. And I just can't. I can't. Why are you so close with him?
Oh God.
What are you to him? Why does he ignore me to talk to you?
And okay, let's get into a little bit of that. I'm not the most secure person. I'm not the most secure in myself. I'm not the most secure in my person. I have a lot of insecurities myself. But I never, ever in a relationship, situationship, fuck relationship, whatever you want to call it. I have never been this way. Maybe in my brain, I will play these things out, but I know myself enough, and I know everything enough that I know that it's in my brain. It's not anyone else that's causing this. It's not anyone else's fault that this stuff is getting caused. It's not anyone else that is doing this to me. It is me, my brain, myself, and just me itself. I would not go with and say like, oh, why, in my case, why is she not talking to me? Why is she doing these things? Why is she, you know, not going through and talking to me, but talking to you? Why does she ignore me? Etc., etc. Why are you the one that she is being very interested in? Why are you the one that's doing all of this? You know, that kind of thing. So it is very, 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 I don't know, I would call it beyond insecure. It is beyond insecure for this to be happening. It is beyond insecure for this person to be out there and doing this specifically. It is way, way beyond insecure for this to for you to actually say this to somebody. It's kind of like, holy shit, this is crazy. I would be embarrassed for myself in the whole situation here. I would be super duper duper embarrassed of myself if I were that insecure that I would be saying that type of stuff and involved in those types of things. It is like, holy shit. And that's how Barry knew it was her. That's how Barry knew they were talking about her. It's not wholesome for sure. Why did I feel like what they said? Why do I feel like there's a parasocialism on both sides with these two girls? Oh, there's some stuff going on. Some people have said Reimu, which is MarieFD. Reimu, which became MarieFD. Who we're talking about here. Some people have mentioned that, at least the rats have mentioned, that Reimu has a bad streak of being a mean girl, according to what people have been saying. And this might be kind of leading a little bit more to that. My personal opinion might have no way does reflect the talents or manage the agency. Please know that. I know that. Everyone else knows that. There's something going on. It's not wholesome. It's relationships that make no sense. Like, this is such a high school behavior going on. It's low-key embarrassing. Hope Barry can get some help. She really needs to really evaluate her thought process. Completely agree with that. So yeah, it is fucking, I don't know. It's confusing as fuck to see all of this stuff happen. To see all these people go through and not act like adults. And that is what I want to get to you. It's this situation should have stayed. It should have stayed as something behind the scenes, something that you don't go and put somewhere else, and you don't go and share this with all these different folks. You don't go and put this out into the open. Well, I don't go and put this out into the open like that. I would never do that. That is like for me, I would never, ever, like I mentioned again, never, ever go and do this. But that is just the way that I act. That's the way that I portray myself. Let's continue with what she says here. Great content for everyone.
By the way.
I wish it wasn't content.
She
but,
linked to me. And it was just me. That was a long time ago, by the way.
Don't flaunt the dirty laundry. Resolve between yourselves professionally. Yes.
Middle school Marie Twitter of me like sending a message, not even a message, like a public Twitter, like a public tweet saying good luck at work. It was a fucking tweet of good luck at work, and she linked that tweet to me. Why does he ignore me to talk to you? And I was like, what in the fucking hell?
Okay. I get more what she's saying here. I understand more what she's saying here, because holy crap, that is insane. That's insanity. I feel like Marie has made mistakes, maybe has learned from it, about making mistakes in the stream, but not going into detail. Is barely recovering from Cinder drama, but I say we'd get used to VTuber drama every week. Yeah, I saw that drama, but seeing grown adults acting like children always makes me shy. Yeah, I know, I understand that. Peak to High School is crazy. I skipped that and built my first house. I used to enjoy people fighting in arenas for TV series or drama, but now we have this. Yeah.
I wish I was exaggerating it, guys, but that was literally it. That was it. I was like, And then she was like, do not worry. The next time that you old guys
hello, Nijisanji.
Go to a
you're
trip
good,
or
you're
something,
good, you're good. Don't worry about it.
I won't be there. So you don't have to. You don't have to worry about me. And I was like, I wasn't going to, but before I could reply, she blocked me. So
yeah, and I think she shows that in her document that yeah, she was blocked by Bari. Because, well, I mean, if Bari doesn't want to see her, then that's fine. But it's really, 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 really weird the whole way things were going. Very strange. I appreciate that they're enjoying the avatar. It is a squirrel-looking avatar, so yeah. Wasabi!
I was like, that was the last message that she ever sent me, and I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, girl, what?
That could be fucking.
And that's how everything ended. After that, I refused to talk to my friend. I was like, no, this is not worth it. This is not worth it. I am so sorry. Girl, it's help ASAP. I'm not even saying as like to make.
On another note, she is absolutely pulverizing that Oreo. And then she's trying to make it Oreo dust to make Oreos out of Oreos. You know how people do that? They make Oreos out of Oreo dust. They're trying to make it Oreo ice cream cake, so yeah.
Fun of her or anything, but I genuinely
out of the frying pan into another drama. Oh yeah.
She really, really, really does. It's not only like problems with the relationship, but I think it's problems with like her own in the head.
Well, happy Friday.
I've never.
That is kind of a mean way to say it, but I can kind of understand how she feels after getting accosted again and again and again and again, just for regular types of communication with a friend, with your bestie or whatever, just for regular types of communication with them. You're getting, again, by some very insecure person, from what she's saying here, accosted again and again and again. Why is he contacting you, not me? Why does he pay more attention to you, not me? All that kind of stuff. As, like, if it was me, yes, I would be very annoyed. Yes, I would be very frustrated. Yes, I would be like, what the fuck is your problem? Why are you continuing to bother me? Why are you continuing to do this stuff? What have I done to you? Have I stepped on your cat's tail? Have I, like, effed your mother? What the hell did I do to cause all this type of stuff that you're doing to me? And yeah, that could get very, very annoying. Starting to think that having a lack of maturity is a prerequisite to be female VTuber in the corporate agency. A lot of these people, honestly, start around 18 years old. So, as a person who's way beyond those years, and still has some immaturity going on, I'm not gonna, throw stones in glass houses. Saturday here, and I'm still doing art. Oh God. Pace yourself, Kason. Kason Ryu. Ryu, I'll just call you Ryu. And also make sure to take care of yourself, always. I'm excited to get my Kavapupu Monday. Don't know what that is, but I'm very excited that you're getting it too. Sorry. I have a little bit of an allergy shit going on right now. I don't know why, but I do. Puppy. Oh, Kava poo poo. I said Kava poo poo. I don't know. I was like, I thought that was like some kind of doll, like the freaking Furby ass motherfuckers, Labubus or some shit. Thought it was like a Labubu for a second. I was like, is Kava poo poo the new thing? I'm not even lying. I was straight up like, is that a new doll? Is that a new trend? Is that a new fad? Is that what is that? What's going on? I don't care. I'm gonna be happy. Cause I'm happy for the people who like the Labubus as well. I'm not for all that, but you know, I'm happy that they have it. Because yeah. But I was like, is there something I'm missing? Cause I'm not hip with it. I am not hip with the children's the stuff that happens nowadays. So I'm like, what the fuck? Look it up. They're teddy bears? Yeah, see, that's what I thought. I was like, okay. I knew it. Callie had experience. See, problem is young people joining this place without experience. Callie did have experience. Kiara had experience. Gura had experience. Ame had experience. Ina had a little bit of experience, I think. Hololight does get people with a little bit more experience. Their breed of dog is extremely adorable. Ooh, okay. Vase is definitely stacked.
I've been more happy to be a man with only male friends. I've almost never had problems with like my female friends. She wasn't even a friend. That's the point. I think it was because of that, honestly. And then when I told my friends about it, they were like, what the fuck? You should have like never even attempted to like talk at all. Because before all of that, I did try to like reassure her like directly. Like I even had a call with her and everything. Like calming her down. Like saying like 7 times, listen. I don't like my friend. I don't think I ever will. No matter what happens. No matter what happens. Listen, I haven't liked him in the past 7 years.
Hey, art drawing is absolutely something that I could never do. So I'm happy that you're able to do it.
I'm not gonna like him anytime soon.
Hello,
I don't know
Jay.
how else to show it to you.
Yeah, Flogo is almost all former idols. True. Yeah.
And then my friends were like, you shouldn't have even tried doing that. You should have just like ignored her and like cut ties with everybody in that circle. And I was like, you were so right. After that, I talked with my friends again and I was like, you guys were so fucking right. Sounds like she made up her mind. I think, yeah, I don't know. I cannot understand her mind. I think that was the main problem.
I mean, it's hard to understand the mind of someone that does,
where you got
that.
that advice now? Of what? Yeah, and like after that problem, and like the other one, I ended up like, now I end up like dealing with things a little bit more. I don't know if this is sad or not.
Yeah, Callie was a musician,
this change
yes.
of mine, I like her or not. I'm still figuring it out. But right now, I'm like, there's very few friendships that I feel I will fight for, I guess. Like if I have this kind of problem ever again, the first thing that I do is cut it off. You know what I mean?
You're right, Manager-san. They do mock live streams. Cleo said that for FaZe Connect, she had to do that too, even though she was already established. But yeah, what Maria's saying is like, yeah, sometimes you just have to cut things off, man. When people are the way that they are right now, holy crap, that woman, you have to cut things off. And good for the person who cut off the relationship for not being in the relationship with her at all anymore. Good for her.
And it feels like I'm giving up on them, but I'm like, I don't have the time of the day to deal with that bullshit. Like I don't even want to deal with that. Bye. And that's low-key how I learned to deal with my problems the past few years. I think I pulverized as much as I could.
She made it into a fine mist. And to add everything, she even added some microplastics to it by putting it in a Ziploc bag. So she added some microplastics to it as well. At your socials, if you're an already established streamer, and look at your viewer rates as well as your social media following. Yeah, to see also if you are the kind of person who puts random shit on there, like bad shit on there.
Sometimes you'd rather not deal with the drama that might occur, and I get that. Yeah, honestly, it's just not worth it. At least in my mind. When it first started, it was, because I was like, oh, I don't want to lose my friend. And then at the end of it, I was like, listen, I don't know how else to say it that in a way that it doesn't sound horrible, of like, you're not worth it. It sounds so bad. It sounds so bad, but it's what my heart says, of like, listen, the friendship that you give me is not worth it. Bye.
Most friendships aren't worth it, in the sense of like worth the pain, anxiety, stress, whatever you want to call it. Most relationships, most friendships, most whatever, aren't worth it. The ones that are like family. Yeah, you'll go through a lot of stress when it comes to family. You'll go through a lot of stress when it comes to that kind of stuff. But when it comes to regular folks, yeah, it's usually just not worth it. It usually ain't. Oh yeah, if you're Sakura, you can be a CEO while the game calls you out for cheating. Sometimes agencies don't take people that apply. They actually will scout people looking over already established creators. Yeah, how do you think Tavi came into the radar? Thank you, appreciate that. Remember also, Hololive, going on a separate tangent. I think it was Callie who said, Hololive looks for the vibe check. They do a vibe check. What they mean by vibe check is, are you someone who is catty? Are you someone, then that's when they look at your social media, they look at your the things you've said before. Are you someone who shits on other people consistently? Are you someone who is gonna, because that will cause them problems. For example, in Myth, people grew faster than Kiara. Like Gura grew really fast compared to everyone else. Kali grew fast. A lot of people were growing faster than Kiara. If they didn't do the vibe check beforehand, if they hadn't done the vibe check beforehand, then, and Kiara was like a mean girl, which she's not, but if she had been that type of person, then we would have had an issue where they would have been infighting. Or let's say Ollie. Ollie was also insecure about a lot of the other people growing, doing amazing things, etc. But she was just insecure in her own way. She wasn't mean girlish. She wasn't attacking anyone else. If they hadn't done the vibe check with her, they would have had an issue where there would have been mean girl type stuff, cattiness going on, and then as management, you would have had to deal with that. The less drama, less stress you give yourself, the better you end up overall. That's the main thing. You want things to not be as bad as they could be. You don't want things to be as bad as, going to the point where, you have all these people doing these horrible things to each other. Remember, Coco Kane was the first Hollow Yen? Yes. Kirikoko and Hachama were the ones that were kind of pushing for Kirikoko pushed a lot for Ien. She was like, she even told Yago, look, you're going to be losing a lot of money if you don't do Ien. Ien is a gold mine waiting to happen. Do it. And look what happened now. They're making hand over fist money here. They're basically, they're making tons of money with Ien. Yes and no, someone did, but they don't know who and just choose MarieFD. Yeah, they don't know who. Someone did spread the information, the name, address, etc., etc. People do that on the internet, like I mentioned before. I have been a victim of doxing because I covered Nijisanji. The Niji sisters doxed me, nuclear doxed, as in they ended up releasing all of my information. My information, my mother's information, my father's information, my brother and sister's information. It was all out there for a bit. It was an NYF Co. NYF Co is gone. Luckily, there are no saved archives of NYF Co. But NYF Co was a place where they did that. The risk of that is getting swatted and then getting game ended that way. And also weird and creepy people following you and possibly trying to hurt you as well. Or your friends or your family. I did like Kiryu Coco. Press if he showed a JP manager, she's not timid. She is not timid at all. But yeah, I have been nuclear doxed before. Almost a year ago,
Your friend is on being drama? Yes! Oh my god, yes! Like that was like my first and hopefully the last time that I have these kind of problems. Like, I've never had to deal with this kind of drama ever in my life. So that's why when it first happened, I was so like, you know, I was so like, what the fuck is going on? What in the hell? Oh my lord, never again. How much we crushing this cookies?
Hey, you know me, I'm 60 years old. Keisan is definitely a monster. With the Chinese ones that when she was Kiryu Koko, all that harassment, it probably would have broken me, honestly. I was harassed less, and it almost broke me, to be honest. Swatting is a prank. Originally, you either get game ended or taken out. They walk a lot. Yeah. They walk in and loot that guy. It is a felony in the state that I live in, luckily. So most people don't do it anymore.
It needs to be like old.
Nah, I'm not 60. That's just the lore. That's just the lore. Lore is I'm 60
Almost
for some reason.
pulverized, like powder. But honestly, I'm getting a little bit tired. So I think I'm just gonna make them into like small pieces, and I'm just gonna like put them in there. Leave a toxic relationship ASAP. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I'm gonna turn off the camera because I'm gonna bring the pan. And the pan is really reflective. So until I cover the first layer of the pan, I'm gonna turn it off. Okay? I love you. Wait. I love you. Oh. Boop. Freezer. Glass keeps the heat longer than metal.
Okay. She's done with this part. What I did want to show you is a couple things that I found recently. Of course, Kirio Cypher responded to the whole Bari thing, saying, "I'm sorry, Bari, you didn't deserve that. No one does. You're very courageous for speaking out. You've always been very kind to me. I'm here for you." Yeah, Bari's a sweetheart. Again, going with what people have been saying here. Poseidon Mythos says, "I'm so sorry. I'm sending you my love." You got Cho from Vion, "I'm so sorry." Mara Evantree with the F-Man. You got bigger folks here. Apollo Mythos, "Sorry it happened to you. Ever need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I will always give my light to those in need. Sending you a warm hug and sending you all the love." Taiga Chama, Invicta, "Truly hope people listen to you and your side. Sending you support." And Miss Bari, Sylvie, "You're brave of speaking up. Thank you for sharing everyone so openly. I know how scary it must be to speak this publicly." You have Loaf as well. "It's horrible. I'm so sorry that this is something you ever had to go through." You have other people here, Rova, Zombabe, others saying the same thing. Well, before we knew a lot of what was going on right now. Amunafret as well. "Hi, Bari, Terry. Sorry you've been going through all this for so long. Thank you for sharing your story." Coffee as well. "So sorry that happened to you, and I hope that the strength that you show in speaking out is immeasurable. I hope the future treats you far more warmly with kindness and peace from loved ones." So she got a lot of kind words, a lot of wonderful things here. We have this here as well. Twisty right now, because Twisty said, "It's always nice to see evil people getting proven to be evil." She's of course talking about the issue that she had with Reimu. Reimu leaked Twisty, because Delulu Deliria was Twisty. She leaked Twisty's model live. She leaked it before Twisty had a chance to put it out herself. The reason why that's a problem, most people are like, "Oh, that's not an issue." The reason why that's a problem is because it takes away from the buildup of anticipation. It takes away from you getting the honor of showing it to your community. Someone else showed it instead of you. It's a mean girl thing to do. So there were some things said back there about, Delulu Deliria / Twisty knows about certain things that Reimu did that made her feel evil. And over here, Reimu's like, Twisty right now is just like basically walking off stage as the MVP. We have someone else here who also was saying, "Bari has and always will be a kind and gentle, genuine individual. I implore you to take a moment to listen to her." Well, we did. We did take a moment. We listened to her. We also, of course, as we have to, we listened to the other person involved, Marie, and we will also go over her document. Maria's always been a bully, and this is just another example why you shouldn't support someone who's willing to hurt others, like how Bari has been hurt. This is, of course, this happened before Marie put out her document. We also want to go over some other quote retweets that we see here. Give my thoughts on all this. MarieFD's response: now deleted Google Docs. Why was this 2-year-old drama randomly brought back up? And why has so much been deleted, but the original call out is staying up? And what they're talking about is this. Apparently, Bari deleted some stuff, which we're going to get to. But first, I do want to get to MarieFD here. And the response is, thank you for being kind and giving me a bit of time to reply and give context on what happened recently. I'm sorry if it ended up being so long, too. I'm not used to writing these things and never saw myself having to write one and having to act like this. And what she's talking about having to write is, of course, having to write the documents and having to actually go and respond to everything that is going on here. And, of course, we're going to be taking a look at clarification on recent events. OMR says, thanks for sharing your side. It really shows the personal situation in a better light. Hope you both can move past this. Throwing out vague and serious accusations without proof is very harmful, and people should refrain from such things. Refraining from emotional things is very good. It's very important to refrain from all of that because it is it's very important to have that that kind of stuff, you know, not be said out there, not be put out there. When it is just that, an accusation. When it's just an accusation, that is that's the end. You have to make sure not to you know, do this kind of stuff. And it says, I appreciate your response and sharing your side of the story, but I still question this whole situation given the circumstances, which I don't really know who's at fault. But I won't be one-sided on this just because of how messy the situation is. Again, forever supporting your Mari. No way. People are just responding to this whole thing. What are they responding to? This, which is the Google Doci. It is 14 pages long. It's going to take me a while because I do take forever to read these things. I'm not the fastest reader, so I do apologize for this whole thing taking way longer than it should, because of course it is what it is, as they say, but yeah, it is quite a bit, let's say. So Kiryu Kai forever, yes, of course. Yeah, basically it's girls' tea. It's a lot of girls' tea. Never forget and do not forgive that. I was there forever. Hate them for it. Yeah, about the Kiryu Koko thing, I definitely understand. Right here it says, starts out, I never thought I'd be having to write a document on any situation at all in my life, but due to a lot of misinformation being spread publicly and my name being used in all these declarations, I have no other option but to write this. I know how the community feels about documents and giving and airing private matters. This is the main reason why I didn't even want to write one from the start. I believe the situation was a private matter between individuals that had already been discussed and resolved in private. However, in fairness to everyone involved, I believe it's important for my side of the story to be available as well, so that people can have the complete picture on what truly happened. Due to signed NDAs, I cannot share all screenshots or specific work-related details, but all relevant information has already been provided both by legal counsel and my previous workplace. I'll try to keep this document as short and clear as possible because, again, I know how the community feels about documents. Apologies for any kind of grammar or spelling mistakes. English is not my first language. Again, we're talking about Reimu here, who is a Colombian VTuber. So Spanish is the first language there. In 2022, it was claimed that I entered a romantic relationship with an individual that ended poorly. I still don't know the relevance of my personal and romantic life since it wasn't brought up in the rest of Bari's statement, and me having to clear this section seems a bit out of pocket and unnecessary, but I felt it was needed to address everything that was pointed and painted about me as much as possible. The rumors about my personal relationships are inaccurate. None of my past relationships have ended poorly. The few I have been in the past have ended in two adults mutually agreeing to stop dating and communication slowly decreasing for obvious reasons. Of course, you're not with the person, you're not romantically involved, so why the hell are you going to be talking to them? In some cases, you just want to move on. Sometime after I developed a close relationship with another colleague who was my former long-term partner. From my understanding, I think Bari meant friendship and not relationship in this matter. I had been friends with their past partner for years before working under a corporation. I had been singing with him in different projects like my friend's birthday celebration right here. So they're singing here. They were also singing here.
Together,
We'll be together.
이렇게 힘든 세상일수록
So yeah, going on there. And we had lots of mutual friends and friend groups. All of these were released 9 years ago. I bring these two collaborations to show up from what point we started collaborating publicly. Even though we were not close friends, we were already taking some time before those collabs, talking sometime before those collabs happened due to mutual friends and participated in those collabs as well. I no longer have access to my Skype for those conversations. I've known this person for more than 9 years, and I talked with my friend and him in a group calls on Discord for more than 9 years, and kept on collaborating with him to the point we both were excited when we found out we had also ended up in the same company. So her and Ike in this situation. It's basically Reimu and Ike. After years of not talking with each other. All of this is to correct the timeline presented in the video. I had known, talked, and collaborated with this person years before Bari and him started a relationship. And years before I entered a romantic relationship with the person in 2022. Back in December 2022, I was on a private overseas trip with some girlfriends so I could relax from work, which ended up aligning with a lot of other people's personal trips and work trips. One of them was Bari and her boyfriend's trip. They were not in the Discord group chat of my trip where we would share where to go, when to go buy, but my friends and them all decided to meet up one night for a nice dinner. Main reason why her boyfriend was feeling upset about the whole trip and her. We all drank alcohol, but I didn't drink to the point of getting drunk. This incident ends up being a he said, she said, but the whole group, which is made of around 10 people or more in total, counting her boyfriend, me, my friends, and other colleagues were witnesses to this. It says, lately I'm enjoying travel snapshots to the talented photographer. Oh, nice. Love Hachama horror content that Hachama has good content, yes. Travel blogs and stuff like that. Was it Hachama or Akahata? Who knows? Something can never be forgiven. Kiryukai forever. The incident she describes, where I threw myself onto him, was indeed a hug I gave her boyfriend while we were both sitting down. So it wasn't throwing herself onto him so much as giving a friend a hug. She felt uncomfortable with it after her past boyfriend notified me of it, so I apologized to both parties, even if I found it shocking since I didn't think a hug would have that kind of reaction. But because it made her uncomfortable, I did apologize, recognizing her physical boundaries and respecting her relationship, even after asking my friends if they had seen it as something else, or me throwing myself onto him and receiving them and telling me it hadn't been like that at all. Basically, the friends were like, yeah, it's not, that person's crazy. It's not the way that you think it is. That's my first and last time I met with them in Japan due to my friends having different schedule with me and them being on a personal trip unrelated to anything work-wise and my personal plans as well. Her ex-boyfriend notified me about 5 months after the trip had ended due to him not liking confrontation, which I completely understood. All of it was discussed in DMs, the ones shown in the video, but also during a Discord call with one of my friends who I had gone to Japan with a couple months after I apologized and things were cleared out over text. The call as well happened months after giving her more peace of mind. The call, my friend told her how nobody had seen it as nothing more than the hug it was supposed to be. But we all heard her, and even though her boyfriend did not say anything in the call, since it was meant for her mostly to tell how she felt. And here is the call. I mean, the mention here. It says, regular art should be fine. Shipping stuff that got me uncomfy. Okie, be mindful and just be fully avoid any art that's under the tag. Thanks. Thank you for hearing me out, though, and being calm and collected about the matter. Again, confrontation scares the F out of me due to a bunch. No, if anything, I'm sorry I made you feel uncomfortable all the time. Oh my God, tell Rin. I'm sorry, Rin is the person that is Baru. This is not anybody being like, oh my God. Baru is already known, Bari is already known as Rin. They mentioned themselves as Rin, so yeah. About if I made her feel anxious and insulted, I have weird intentions towards you. Would you be okay with me asking Rin if she would be okay to speak with you? This is her and Ike talking, I'm pretty sure, in their PLs. Sure, regarding the matter at hand, I mean, because of course I don't think they want Nijisanji people to know about all this stuff, so they're talking in their PLs. Thanks again, really appreciate you talking to me about this, and again, sorry for springing it on you so suddenly. Regarding the matter at hand, I mean, all right, thanks again, really appreciate you talking to me about this, and again, sorry for springing it on you, especially late at night like this. No, don't apologize for it all. Thank you for bringing it up. Sorry, I'll be more mindful. I'm sorry that I hurt you. I even went speaking, even if we are not speaking recently. Honestly, with all my friends, LMAO, I'm really mad at myself for having made you feel like this, not only in Japan, but also overthinking the matter of bringing it up to me. Thank you for understanding again. Feel a lot better having gotten it and hearing your perspective. Really helped set my mind at ease regarding the whole situation. So yeah, it is friends talking to each other here. It's nothing crazy, nothing wild here. It is just friends having a conversation, trying to fix things, trying to talk things out as they should. Continues on. Reen actually hit me up today because she wanted to talk to me about the whole blank and you thing, which was really unexpected. And I think there's a lot of miscommunication between you guys. So I'm thinking if you two are uncomfortable with it, you guys want to talk it out in the call. If you're comfortable with it, talk it out in the call. And I can be there as emotional support sort of thing. But also she's going to talk to Blank and ask him if he's comfortable with that too. This is a mutual friend that they have. Someone being kind of like a mediator, moderator, whatever you want to call it, in regards to the whole thing. Sure, I've been offering it that from the very start, but if you ever happen LMAO, she say exactly what was the main thing bothering her. I guess she feels scared to talk to you one-on-one maybe. And yeah, I mean, there are people that can be scared to talk one-on-one with someone else. And it says, I see, honestly, like a mix of things. Yeah, whenever she's comfortable with, really. And okay, for now, don't mention anything to Blank because she's going to talk to him about it, I guess. I'm trying to understand because my head is like one thing because I barely talk to Blank right now and I don't do many collabs or meet up with him, but I want her to tell me. That's the point. So she wants to get through this. Let's see. Dragoon here, why? Let's see. Thank you, thank you. Got some food with me here. It says here in the call, she told me her boundaries, which I fully respected. After that, she thanked me for it, not to talk with him one-on-one. She said made her uncomfortable and even hurt her when she knew I was in a group call with him and multiple people. Again, a lot of this screams insecurity with me. For me, a lot of this screams insecurity. She told me shipping art we're both retweeting made her uncomfortable. After all the call, she kept asking me, DMing me while I was talking to him publicly on Twitter, but she was answering to my tweets and not replying to her DMs, as we had heard in her, in the chat that she was having with her community. Why we were having group calls with colleagues, why we were collabing on stream, all based on his attitude and her keep replying to his tweets. Every time she came to me with these questions, I'd reassure her, ask her how she felt, let her vent, which was, you know, probably nicer than I would be, to be honest with you. Probably nicer than I would be. Especially considering I'm not doing anything wrong. Probably, like, I would be very mean. Especially if I'm accused of stuff that I didn't do. I wouldn't be surprised if people were mean. The issue here is, why are you going off to a random third party or an associated third party? Doesn't matter if it's associated, random, whatever. Why are you going to a third party instead of talking it out with your partner? Communication should be what you always do. Ooh, Joel, I would love that. I would love that, Joel. I'm not including any screenshots from any friends that had some more context regarding her attitude, as requested, and also due to the fact that many of those Discord groups were made back in 2019 and 2020 and no longer exist. To respect the relationship as much as I can, I'll only disclose one of the many problems they had. She had told me about how her relationship had started, the baggage that it carried, and what she called her boyfriend's history with relationships, which made her even more insecure. Pretty much fed the words from for my breakup, and he didn't even wait a day to tell me he had feelings for me. I was in that guy for 3 years, and never once did he want to talk about the future. We lived together in 2 different apartments, and not once did he think about the idea of settling down, ever. So this is basically talking about Ike feeding words and trying to get with her. It's really weird here. If we have a talk about it, I will calmly. Let's face that when the time comes. Oh, okay. Yeah, to the Ice time in. Thank you. If I talk about it, I will. Let's face it when time comes. Or I'm an adult. Make my own goddamn life. If I end up moving, if things go south, my decision too. Oh shoot. Oh man, it's either too fast, or just cause case or your case. Jesus F. Again, like I said, why not be, I don't know, an adult and talk to your partner about this shit instead of going to some random person. Well, random-ish person, I guess. So I don't get the logic here of Barry doing all this. But I know. Insecure people be insecure. Showing them Niji minds, minding news. She vented to me about the many problems she'd have, her feelings during that time. I opened up to her as well. I thought we had become comfortable with each other. I could give her as much reassurance as she needed for her relationship. But this, of course, was not the solution she needed to deal with her personal relationship, so she stopped talking with me. Due to how volatile she seemed to be regarding my presence, no matter what I did do, what I did not do, what I tell her, which her friends would tell her, her ex-boyfriend would tell her, I decided to cut my interactions with my friends or her ex-boyfriend completely. I was stressed and honestly emotionally tired and decided to leave them be so they could deal with their relationships problems by themselves without having me as a stress factor as well. And this was, well, in my opinion, very mature of her to do. The last conversation I had with him on April 27, 2024, where we talked about canceling several duet songs, he had to give me peace in mind and make his girlfriend comfortable. Here we go. As Bari, don't worry. Thank you for reassuring me. No problem, girly. Sweet cinnamon baby. I understand it. Same to you. Thank you again for answering my questions. Of course, thank you for telling me about them. Over here, thank you for adding me. Sorry about that. And this, again, she goes over here talking about being overwhelmed. And about asking about the had a crush on you instead, but remember, do you have a GF? Why they mentioned it like that? And again, we go over. This is something that we went over in the Bari section. And she was like, whatever that freaking thing. What my thought was, I'm humbled. You're a good guy. Ha ha ha. At that point, he was ignoring me. I won't get too much into it. So I guess in your tweet, him avoided it. I don't know, made me feel sad. Sorry to give you insight from my site. He accidentally got into a hangout with me, and we were setting up on a stream. So she's trying to explain to her what's going on here, which is good. But again, I take a couple bites of my food. Again, the issue here is you're telling this person that you're accusing is flirting with your boyfriend. All your insecurities. You're telling her everything you're feeling insecure about, but not your boyfriend. What's going on here? And continuing on, we talked to literally 5 minutes LMAO before he streamed, and it was typing all over the place on my waiting room. When we started stream, I think he joined the call for 1 second to make fun of it and then left. They make it seem like we hanged out for hours before. I usually did when he hit me first. I generally just ask right reassurance, not like directly ask him, but hang out, plan like a date. And then we spend a lot of hours together. After that, I calm down. Does that usually work for you? I think because, I can ask you, it stays between us. Oh yeah, of course. I'm not taking you away from anything, none of blah, blah, blah over there. They're also cunty. I love it. Sorry, back to what you want to talk about. I think because it took a lot for Blank to approach you about everything, and then this whole thing festered for God knows how long, because we didn't talk it out. So when I get jealous or upset, he's tired of being patient, understandably so. So when I express it, it automatically turns sour. So why do you think he's tired of being patient? I don't think he'll be tired, though. He loves you a lot. He said he's tired of being patient. Okay, so he ended up saying it. He finally, I guess, broke and was like, look, I'm tired of this. What the fuck? Which is indicative of how bad everything got. If even Ike was like, we gotta talk. This is getting frustrating. This is getting annoying. This is getting what have you. And says, I guess you already had the main talks with Toxic and Comfy regarding other topic, right? Let's see, add on, not the main reason, so don't worry. I'm the kind of person to bring it up, which is good, and talk it out with them at the moment. I feel it's complicated because the way I see it, it's like almost no information, ends overcorrecting. But if you see a different matter, he's trying his best to make you feel at ease because he wants to make you feel at ease because he cares, right? It's one good sign. Sorry, it's just a lot. I don't want to just pile you onto you when I just asked you to just keep blocked like girl instead of pushing all your feelings to one side, right? It's so question mark. But yeah, like, you can start to see a little bit here. Marie's frustration grow little by little. You can start to feel it. She's still trying to be nice. She's still trying to not be a mean girl. But roast these nuts. I know. Mystery. I'm really bad at roast battles. I'm like really bad at roast battles. I'm not creative, so no, I can't have a roast battle with you, unfortunately. They're best friends. That's why they're best friends. Best friends can humble you. Best friends can definitely humble you. I've had best friends that can really, really humble. I'm not good at roasting anybody. I'm not creative at all. And it says here, I mean, it's fine if you want to keep me blocked. It's okay. Don't worry. End up pocking because maybe telling you the side of the other person's story could low-key help you fill in the gaps. Because when you look at that tweet, it's like, bro, he didn't even call with me this morning and he was hanging out with them again for how long? Sort of thing. Yeah, I can get that way depending on how insecure you are, of course. I don't want to, but I just don't know what to do with these feelings because they don't go away overnight, and I can't hide that, but he's upset and I'm still upset. This is it's gonna sound stupid. Literally what I learned recent therapy, you need to slowly learn how to be patient with kind to yourself. That's the main thing. Feel you're kicking yourself too hard because you're expecting to feel at ease. Now, I appreciate you. When it's not normal, it's okay. Someone would ever fight with, I'll tell you, you tell him your feelings. That's the thing, man. This would have been resolved really fast. Like, really fucking fast. If Bari had communicated properly. Like, it would have been resolved super fast. You have to talk it out. They're saying here, you have to talk it out. Let's go, not because of you, don't worry. Oh God, and all this. Honestly, whenever this happens. Pulled out the you can't talk, you've never dated. Oh, you've dated shitty people. Her exact words, you can't be a effing relationship to save your sweet ass. Oh God. Just meeting a lot of Blank's friends, which is, you know, Ike in this case, you hear. Just lucky to have him a lot. Ooh, I am. I'm sorry. I think I did that comment. Yeah. It makes me question what brings to the table. It's natural. Everyone did. So yeah, they're just kind of continuing to talk, continuing to have a conversation going on here, of course. And that is, see, conversation like these, apologies for making the document so long, would happen again and again and again with the same pattern. She would show me a tweet where I was wishing her ex-partner good luck with work, and she'd ask me why he wasn't answering to her, but he was replying to my tweet. Same thing we heard her say in the Oreo 200k stream thingy that we just saw recently. She was like, yeah, this girl was wondering why he was talking to me and not her. And being overly clingy and stuff like that. And yeah, that could annoy anybody. It really can. Hell, it would annoy me. I'm annoying as fuck. So, the main thing here is communication is good, but don't push your insecurities onto other people. It's one of the main things here. One of the main things is don't push your insecurities onto others. Don't go and put all that stuff onto other people because you're causing them stress. That's why, like I mentioned before, I have a lot of insecurities. I have a lot of things myself. I don't mention it to anybody anymore. Why? Because they have their own shit to deal with. They don't have to deal with my shit, in my opinion. Oh yeah, I do have a Wozu female raccoon model. I do have that one, yes. Resend it in general? Okay. After a while, things started to feel overwhelming, so I reached out to my friends for advice. That's when I learned this kind of situation happened before. Apparently, had a tendency to fixate on someone when she was feeling insecure. Often led to similar issues in her past relationships. I asked my work friends about her since they had helped me get the call to her. I had been friends with her for years before me, and they had all said the same thing. She seemed to always have these kinds of problems in her previous relationships and had taken a distance from her since they got emotionally tired, as I did, and in all of this, basically. One situation they described was what the last drop of the glass was. Her boyfriend, in this situation, had tweeted he didn't want to stream that day. I replied with a simple stream on public. I showed this tweet in my conversation shown below in this friend, asking him I didn't know what else to do with her because she was arguing to me about the small interaction, saying his reply, "You dummy," sounded flirty towards me. She wanted me to reassure her I was not flirting back, and they were hanging out on her birthday in a spa. When she saw the tweet, she started crying for hours. Now this here shows not only insecurity, but mental instability. Now, as someone who suffers from depression, I can understand that there are things out there that can make you, I don't know, feel insecure, feel stressed out, that kind of thing. But to cry for hours, that shows some mental instability there. No matter how much our mutual girlfriends would try to calm her down about that interaction. And again, just one interaction made her lose it. Just one interaction made her just go off the deep end, it seems like. After I knew all about it from different friends, my own and my mutual ones, I'm glad you guys are chatting. I'm glad you guys are chatting with each other, having fun with each other. Great weekend. Got to get some rest for tonight. Take care, Super Soldier. Sorry I didn't see you before. Take care. Mutual ones, I realized I was emotionally tired and viewed all this harassment, not the call, not the first approach where we had all talked about boundaries, but the ongoing communication with her where I had to explain every single thing. I did, but also explain what her boyfriend was doing in the company he was working at whenever we would collab to calm her down since he wouldn't tell her. In the end, I decided to step away once and for all and just cut my interactions with both of them. I communicated this to her boyfriend before making such a decision, asking him what else I could do since she was freaking out from simple interactions and he himself would tell me I didn't know what else to do in frustration. Sorry to stress you about this, like legit I can't understand how the situation must be in, but LMAO. And the Gyazo link is there, which is Bari, I really appreciate the efforts made it so far, respects my boundaries, relationship, but after trying to get a chance to online RL, constantly hurt by the image of you, your name, your interactions, my boyfriend, everything. If I have an issue, I will communicate that through Ike, in this case, the setting, adding you will help me heal, but it's some more damage seeing you more. Just today, seeing your interaction with one another. Why are you friendly with each other? Is there something I need to know about? Are you guys close friends? Why is he ignoring me to answer your messages when he's with me IRL? And you won't have to worry, I'm not going to blank events in the future. So, very blurry, but I did need to read it out to you guys. And things here. I miss streaming. Stream. I would do it, you dummy. I would if I could, you dummy. I will be waiting, lurking in the shadows with a blue light stick. That was supposedly enough for Bari to be like, you guys, what's going on? Pretty much accusing them of dating each other because of a simple interaction like that. Now, call me crazy. Call me crazy, call me insane. But that just seems like friends talking to each other. Not, I want to fuck you type of thing. But friends talking to each other. Not, we have the secret tryst. And we're not gonna let your girlfriend know, that we're secretly dating. But more, I'll be there to support you. I'm your friend. I want to see you succeed. Something more like that. And like I said, a lot of this absolutely screams insecurity. Sorry, by the way, this ends up being constant stress for you, but I saw you on the trip too. To a certain extent, I feel sad because I avoided sitting next to you because I kept thinking I'd upset her. This is a bit guess Marie telling Ike that. I don't think there's much any of us can really do. I tried talking to her, but she's really set in her ways. Sorry, I know this doesn't help, but you dummy wasn't flirty in all in my eyes, especially as a friend. This sort of thing I feel is out of my hands. Hanging in there, Besh, which is, you know, best friend. That's what she means by Besh. Or maybe Bish. I mean, I would call my friends Bish. So yeah. After this, we canceled all collab songs after a couple of interactions, and I stopped interacting with him completely. There's people that knew about this incident in great detail, and we're also content creators with our three mutual friends, me, her, and her boyfriend. None of us ever rejected collab plans or told people to stop collabing with her, which might have ended with her being talked about in different networks. For some reason, it's heavily implied that the video I doxed and shared her private information. While I was venting to my friends privately about stress, I made a single post on a locked personal account, now inactive, was created back in 2016 when I was a minor and had started singing online. I had fewer than 10 friends. Each one of them was multiple private accounts for art, NSFW art, or just personal life, etc. One was my big sister, actual real sister, while others were friends that knew about the relationship and even mutual friends had with Bari. Unfortunately, that mutual friend took a screenshot which was shown to Bari. S's girlfriend is an effing manjera. Help. This was it. No other information of hers was revealed to any friends, my previous working place, or the outside world. And said tweet was actually been deleted deleted along with several tweets I'd made regarding my real family between 2016 and 2020 due to my private locked account being used for personal matters, sometimes not related to my content creation side, also outgrowing the situation and thinking there was no need to use account anymore. I had no knowledge of people close to me sending her threats, and I never did. This was a situation never made public, which shocks to me to find out that it was receiving any death stuff at all. If my friends did, I'd like to believe none of them did. I would like to know the exact origin so I can stop associating with them after suffering from these things myself. I do not condone this at all. And I refuse to associate with someone who would do it all out of this situation. Moving on to NDA territory. While I can't disclose things such as meetings with who, how often, and what I was told, I can summarize the situation at like this. A general NDA only gives me freedom to retell feelings through a process, not disclose such processes. So that's one of those things, of course. Let's see here. So I followed internal procedures to report situation, experience harassment. All relevant information was revealed at the time, received an apology, and the matter was resolved privately. Out of respect for confidentiality, I can't share the materials or identity of anyone involved, but the appropriate departments were informed, and the issue was closed. They have also been informed today about this due to recent inaccuracies in public statements. My decision to leave graduate was not related to this incident. I had been considering graduation since early 2025, largely due to creative direction, stress, and wanting to pursue different goals. I had discussed these feelings repeatedly with the corresponding staff, plus making it quite obvious to everyone who watched my streams for quite a while. Thus communicated later on as difference in directions, which is the standard corporate phrasing used for such announcements. From what I remember, if I'm remembering correctly, Mari had Reimu in this case, had mentioned that they were possibly going to be doing something different. So those who knew, since around May, so it was months before he graduated, that people were getting the hints. Hint, hint, not judge, wink, wink. But everything going on. By early January 2025, I already started officially communicating my feelings inside of the company. Honestly, this has been happening almost throughout the entirety of 2024 too. I decided that the current contract term would be my last, so I spent the remaining period to plan and complete my graduation properly. As many people know, notice must be given several months in advance before a contract automatically renews, which is exactly how the situation was handled. All that remained was, of course, to wait for, the agreed date and complete the process properly. Projects such as sponsorships, outfits have been planned months or even a year ahead of time, long before my graduation decision. Therefore, it's not really fair to imply that these opportunities were some kind of reward or compensation for misconduct. In fact, I had to withdraw from some activities due to the stress of, having the whole thing happen, of scheduling and final preparations, plus these meetings kept on having with staff mentioning my discomfort and wishes to leave. This is my last interaction with her. Years before I had even taken the decision or graduated, like she said, she blocked me and decided to move on and remove myself from the situation completely. I didn't mind she needed to block me as well. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find Bari's deleted doc. Let's see here if someone has the actual Google Doc, because we are going to be talking about that in a little bit. as well. But here we go. Last interaction with her was this one. Thank you for feeling comfortable enough to share all this with me. By the way, I know I didn't really start interactions on a lighter note, so I want to say I really appreciate you offering the time, being understanding, and letting the door be open for communication. Really sorry if my actions ever hurt you, even if I had my reasons. You're still a person with feelings. Good luck. You got this. Not at all. Thank you for being brave and reaching out to me through blank. I know it was hard, but it meant a lot to me. Also, thank you for listening to all my BS today. I thought it would be a lot more helpful than blank in regards to conflict resolution in a group setting, because she knows both of us platonically. Didn't want to feel like both of us, you and I, Ike and I, were ganging on you or anything like that. And here is the things that we saw before, the Gyaro one thingy, which mentions that they're not going to be going to the events in the future, things we had mentioned before. A little bit better to see, appreciate the efforts, etc. I'll be sure to communicate, etc. They had been blocked since August of 2023. Recently in April, she did a test to make sure she was still blocked or not. Constantly harassed in the past while doing my online activities. I received blank threats, and I've had to deal with stress of public scrutiny, which sadly happens when you're in this field of work. And of course, you know, it's nevertheless, I've never been in favor of it, and I've always spoken out when allowed to if I don't have anything against it, which is why I'm terrified of it being implied that there was constant harassment and death threats being sent to Bari. Up in 2025 when a graduation happened. I haven't been in contact with her at all. Today I contacted my friends who were friends as well, and they've confirmed that they haven't talked to her since 2023 as well as past friends who knew more about the situation. They as well haven't talked to her for over 3 years. So no one's been talking to her for over 3 years. Again, I have no knowledge of any party sending those type of things or harassing any part of Bari over me in this incident. Despite the differences with Bari and how this matter was closed, I will stand with her against any kind of bullying, threats, or stupid harassment. This private matter is no excuse to start behaving like this. Friends notified me of what was happening despite my aversion to airing out private matters in a Google document showing screenshots pointing at people with actual names, not censoring names in a conversation, etc. I also think it's only fair to stand up against misinformation. It is very fair to stand against misinformation. It is very fair to put things out there, to put it all out there. It's really important to put it all out there because things are not looking, I mean, they're not looking great when it comes to when someone goes and puts those things out about you. It does not go well because it is absolutely something that you have to, of course, worry about in this case of the whole situation. Let me see if I still have this one here. The Google Doci link that we're going to be going over here. I'm going to see if I can find it in archive.org. The Internet Archive, the Wayback Machine. Let me see if I can find that. Because they did delete it. It does not have that cache. Oh well. We're going to continue here. Friends notified me of what was happening, and despite the aversion of airing out private matters in Google Document, showing screenshots, pointing at people with actual names, not censoring names, conversations, etc., I don't think it's fair to stand up against misinformation. Apologize for making this document so long, mainly due to screenshots really, and not giving further details about my personal life, who I dated, who I didn't date, who my friends are, who said A to B, censoring names, giving more information on what body would vent with me about a relationship or ex-partner. I'm following and protecting my friends from NDA, which is also very good. And that is very important overall. But yeah, I don't have the actual Google Doc, but I do have screenshots, so we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about a certain situation, which this just, it gets worse because you don't go and delete these things, like these things here. You don't go and delete it when you are like trying to act like you are in the right, so to speak. So here we go. I'm going to be recording this part. Speaking with Salvi, knowing might need to sign NDA, our talents use half of your Minecraft server. If I do, that's perfectly fine. If I do, that's perfectly fine. The deleted in Depressed Nosagi's stream earlier today. Okay. But I do have, at the very least, pictures of it. So, you know, it is what it is. We're going to go over this one more time, over everything that's been going on with the whole situation. Okay, let's start all over again. Now we all know what's happening with Reimu Endou, MarieFD, Vox, and Ike are even involved in it because they're boyfriends of both people involved, which is Marie here. And Bari here, who did a, Bari Loaf, who did this whole corporate VTuber, dox me, whole document thing that went on there. She did some responses, but, let's just say that this was deleted. I saw it when it popped out. It is in one of my other videos, but this got deleted, messed up, recognized my initial response was reactive, and I apologize for that. I'm deeply hurt and overwhelmed. Thank you for being patient with me. These are important concerns, and I want to take the time to respond thoughtfully and respectfully. Then she ended up doing an actual response here, which is here saying, thank you for allowing me a moment to organize my thoughts. A Google Doc, my response to MarieFD. She deleted that, but someone was able to take some screenshots, and this is where we're going to go in here. It says, I am providing this response to Marie's comments. This experience has been both challenging and emotionally taxing. I also want to apologize to anyone who's been hurt in any of this. It's not fair to that these situations are being revisited, but I mean, you're the one who revisited them. I sincerely appreciate everyone for their time. I know how the community feels about documents in private matters. This is the main reason as to why I didn't even want to write one from the start. I believe the situation was a private matter between individuals that already been discussed and resolved in private. Thank you for sharing your perspective. I do want to clarify the issue was initially raised publicly by you, which is why it became known to others in the community. My experience was used for content, which I was sent this VOD. The 200K celebration thing, which is the one that we went over in another section. I still don't know the relevance of my personal and romantic life since it wasn't brought up in the rest of the Bari statement, and me having to clear this section out seems a bit out of pocket and unnecessary, but I felt it was needed to address everything that was pointed and painted about me as much as possible. I understand that this may have seemed unexpected. I brought this matter up because in private conversation you shared your interest in a relationship similar to mine. I also want to formally note that certain actions taken on your part have caused discomfort to others. Believe it's important for this to be acknowledged and considered in the appropriate context. Now, yeah, context is key, of course. Very important. Context is key. It is something that is important for everyone to know. It is absolutely something that we're going to go over more stuff. Hopefully, the next stuff has more information. Yeah, there we go. Okay, more. Luckily, the people that took the stuff here is good. It has more stuff. So context is key. Context is very important. Context is good for both sides in order to be able to get a fair rundown of how everything is going on both sides. You need good context. Now let's continue on with what she has here. It says, but it makes me question what I bring to the table. No, it's natural. Everyone did it. And it says, for my part, it's because, yeah, I explained. You don't really think on how you might end up feeling. You think like I had to go through blank. I wish I had a healthy relationship. Not specifically with blank. Just want a normal relationship. And yours looks so god darn good. LMAO. Blank and I are literally like, when's my turn? We only get the S, guys. And then all couples have their own problems, huh? Even after the call, she kept on DMing me, asking me why I was talking with him publicly on Twitter and why he was answering to my tweets but not replying to her DMs. Why we were friends, if we were truly friends or something else, and why we were having group calls with our colleagues. Basically, you know, being very insecure here. Why we were collabing on stream. All based on this attitude with her and him replying to my tweets. And every time she'd come to me with these questions, I'd reassure her, ask her how she felt, let her vent, and make her, so I thought, feel comfortable once again, asking her to fully communicate with her partner. I understand and appreciate the efforts you made to reassure me. Also want to acknowledge that in these moments you were vulnerable with me as well, and I was there to support you. At the same time, I would like to address a concern regarding, oh boy, I'm gonna have to save the image because it is freaking being bad. So here we go. There we go. Let's see where I left off. Fucking hell. Where did I leave off? I always forget where I fucking leave off. Where did I leave off again? Alright. I always forget where I fucking leave off, man. Regarding, let's see here. Regarding, reassure me. Also want to acknowledge that in these moments you were vulnerable with me as well, and I was there to support you. At the same time, I would like to address a concern. Okay, I would like to address a concern. All right, cool. That's where we are. Regarding an incident where a fan was blocked after engaging in support of your ex-partner. If you wish to discuss moments when I was vulnerable or insecure, I would encourage you to reflecting on your own actions and contributions to similar situations. So apparently there was a insecurity on Marie's part as well with a partner Vox, etc. According to this whole situation. That's one of those things. And here they put out the tea. Cause I give 0 Fs. LMAO, Twitter/blank. She, as lol as you should. It's crazy like she cosplays as, I guess, Vox in this case. But then it's so obvious, or as someone else, I guess, that she is self-inserts with Vox in her fan art, right? At first, I thought it was crazy. Then I see her super chats. Then I'd see him use his thumbnails. Then I'd see him like her tweets. Then I'd see him replying only to her. Then blank. Then I see that he is talking to her on Discord. Continuation here of more stuff going on, and of course I'm gonna have to put this in a separate part as well because, well, it just ends up being cut off on Reddit. It says she has also been found to have bookmarked the 4chan website along with several archive sites. Unfortunately, the mutual friend took a screenshot with it shown to Bari. Ex's girlfriend is an effing Manhattan. Help. And that is the tweet that was mentioned there. Why is blank's girlfriend such a weird Manhattan? Holy LMAO. And of course, this is where she is continuing to, talk about the situation that's going on in this whole thing here. And of course, I will have everything as much as I can. So the message is posted anonymously on the specified websites appear to be similar in context and writing style to communications originating from Marie's private account. I asked your work friends about her since they had helped me set up the call with her, and they had been friends with her for years before me, and they had all said the same thing. She seemed to always have these kind of problems in her previous relationships and had taken a distance from her since they got emotionally tired toward the end of all of this. And that's understandable. In these situations, for people to get emotionally tired, for people to get frustrated with what's going on, that is absolutely normal. I want to bring to your attention a similar situation was mentioned on 4chan around September 2024. While I cannot confirm any direct connection, the circumstances appear potentially related, and given the context, I believe it's worth noting for consideration. This is connecting the dots when there are none. I think it's a lot of that. I mean, we'll take it as it is, but I think it's a lot of connecting the dots. She's fighting a creation of her own mind. She sees Marie as a big enemy. She sees Marie as someone who's been doing all this crazy doxing, harassment, all this other stuff that she's, of course, alluding to in this whole time. And that is something that, of course, is never right to dox or harass anybody. But there's no real proof. This is all circumstantial stuff. This girl has had so much drama in the Taisa community as well. I think she's been friends with blank and blank for a while now. Let's kind of ignore her cause Menhera. I didn't use the mention the word Menhera at any point in my video. I find it unusual that she included this in her document. However, there appears to be a strange recurring pattern of behavior in which individual on 4chan has described me using this term. Other people use the term Menhera. Other people use that for other folks out there. It is not. You're connecting dots, like I said, that aren't there. And it says here, Crazy GF, she's trying to get into blank right now. Keck, I hope she gets in and gets Manhattan episodes with any girl she gets close to on and off stream. Now, the next continuation here is people saying, Bari, you evil B, blank yourself, Bari, toxic B, K yourself, Bari, K yourself, Bari, K yourself, Bari, who the F is Bari, K yourself, Bari, continuing to mention those things there and saying, and mentioning all these things going on. Now, it says, April 14th is my birthday. I agree this kind of behavior is entirely unacceptable. If Marie was not involved, it's deeply unfortunate that someone may be acting maliciously to create conflict and cause genuine harm. Because it was all done on April 14th on the birthday. There are, look, 4chan has some really, really horrible individuals in there. Really, really mean individuals in there. Really, really just scum of the earth type of people in there. But they also have some nice people. But yeah, they can be overly autistic. As an autistic person like myself, I see the autism in a lot of what these people say. So yeah. To clarify, I'm speaking only for myself, from my experience, my former partner, and I also spoke to several crusted individuals about aspects of the treatment we experienced within our shared professional and social circles. And because it's out there, I loved and cared for this person deeply. If I could rewind my life just to meet them again for the first time, I would. Want to make it clear, I do not support or condone any harmful or hateful remarks directed toward Marie or her former employer. What began as a private matter has regrettably escalated, and I hope we can now focus on moving forward toward closure and identifying the individual responsible for sharing this information. I echo the sentiments expressed by others and respectfully ask that this matter be handled and resolved privately from this point forward. Well, as privately as can be, because again, you're the one who put this out here first. Then you put out the Google Docie, then you deleted the Google Docie, and you have made this problem for yourself. Honestly, you have created this problem for yourself. It is not something out of anyone else's creation. It is just you. It is just all you. So I do hope that things get fixed. I do wish you the best, Bari, and of course MarieFD and everything like that, because it does matter that people get treated well, that people have a good life. Now, I wanted to try and show you guys some more stuff here. Let's see. It is talking about some other stuff that happened around here. Let me just double check something. I just need to double check some stuff. Let me see something here. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's some stuff about MarieFD that I do want to talk about in the past about a specific situation. Let me see if I can find it on I think it was on the responses to view post engagements. Might have been in responses to it or somewhere else. Let's see. Oh wait, it's not on this one. It's on another one. I had it saved somewhere. I have to find it though. There's some more stuff on the stuff that happened before. Let's see here. Right here. Oh, this is the one. We have this one here in regards to things that were happening in Mari's past. Web archive stuff here, and a Google document, and of course MarieFD saying this here. In case if it ever got deleted, it is on the archive.org of her original thing here. Let me see if it's actually still there. Basically, it's talking about a utaite that this is MarieFD stuff back there. Of course, let me see if they put it on archive.org because, you know, you have people possibly deleting stuff. And we don't want that. No one wants that, of course. Let's see. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find the freaking the actual stuff here. Let's just see if I can find it. So yeah, just finding some stuff here just so you guys can get an idea of what is going on here and what was put out on the whole situation. You know, this whole stuff here. And of course, there's always some negative stuff being said about Marie and the things that they have said in the past. So yeah, we're going to go over a little bit of stuff here. And of course, we are going to just do what we regularly do. This is this here on just some stuff going on there. So of course, we are going to be taking a look at some of the past things that Reimu and others have said. You know, things like that. All right, take care. Take care. I know it's time to sleep for some of you guys. If it is time to sleep for some of you guys, it is perfectly okay. I do understand that. I do absolutely understand some of these things. Let me just get a snip of what I wanted to show you guys about the whole thing. If it'll let me snip some stuff. Because some of the stuff I don't have the actual stuff for. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is, as they say. Let me just, yeah. The snip isn't working. Fucking hell. Alright, let's try to get this stuff going. So you guys don't have a lot of crazy shit to deal with and worry about. It's just a lot of stuff going on. Let me just actually put this this thing here, because the snipping tool is no longer working. It was working for a bit, but it's no longer working anymore, and I don't know why. The snipping tool stopped working. But whatever. Where the fuck is the snipping tool, by the way? Oh yeah, it's no longer working. Let's do this. So yeah, this is just kind of to give you an idea of how Reimu is, the type of person that she is, the type of things that she's done in the past, that type of thing here. It is one of those things, of course, that is going to be a lot of back and forth. Let me just go back to one of these things, because it is going to be important for what we have here. Where is it? For what we're going to be talking about. This one here. This one here. For what we're going to be talking about here. Of course. Let me just make sure fucking I'm losing shit. So. We are fucking, where is it? God damn it. Things got all fucked up. My brain is bad. I'm sorry. Let's see. We have, of course, MarieFD. We're going to be going here, actually. Let's go over here now. Because we are going to be talking again about Reimu Endou, MarieFD, all that kind of good stuff. So, what we're going to be doing here is getting a little bit of stuff a little bit more organized here, and about the MarieFD thing here, and the other thing here. I think it was this one. No, it wasn't this one. It was this one of these again. Moving it forward about, you know, the bad language here. This one about necking yourself again and again and again. That's not good, of course. It's never good to say that to anybody. But yeah, we're going to be kind of going through everything here, because also we have some more stuff here in regards to everything that's going on. So let's go here. You also have this one here, as well as the whole Doki thingy that was, you know, because it all kind of goes in there. It all kind of goes through, and it goes through everything. Let me just actually get the Doki one for you as well. Because I had this already, but it just kind of just happened. Let's see. So yeah, this was the Doki Bird return stream of you know, her having fun, her putting stuff out there, and her you know, talking to everybody during this time. Her talking to the community, talking to everyone that was doing anything with her, you know, in that whole thing. But yeah, let's go through this, because I do want to get to it, and of course be able to kind of give you the, if YouTube will actually work, the references of everything, pretty much. Now, if, like I said, if YouTube would work, that'd be great. YouTube Kun doesn't work a lot of times because YouTube Kun likes throttling shit, so. It is what it is, though. Right around here.
And,
So, let's get started with this shit. So, yeah. We are going to be going over a lot of these things. What people are trying to say about the whole thing. And also give a bit of a synopsis of everything. Because I think Depressed no Sagi actually did make a good synopsis on everything, so I will mention that later when I get the chance, if I get the chance to. So, let's take a look. Let's get this thing all started. About everything that we're talking about. So let's go. Reimu Endou has been someone that's been on the news recently with the whole Bari thing. I've gone through it in a lot of different parts of different videos that you guys may have seen, may have not seen. But they are MarieFD. And according to, of course, right here is their current Twitter. And according to other people, MarieFD has the girl who used to befriend a guy from the Spanish Utaite community who got called out multiple times for grooming minors, who she defended him by also attacking said victims. Now, before someone asked, all this was public information and not so hard to find. If I'm not mistaken, she also befriended Rakun, also took part in harassing some of the victims, so yeah, F you too. Dan's making numbers. Seriously, go F yourself, Marie. Glad to know someone realizing how much of a piece of S you are. And here we go. Here's the whole thing here. Talking about, in Spanish, Hurno is the one in the Utaite community that was being, saying that, you know, they were grooming minors, things like that. Here she goes, defending him, according to them. To this day, I still don't know why he deleted all the accounts he had, but at the time I was no longer talking to him, so I just left it there. Kind of continuing, seemingly, to defend the guy, for the things that were being said. Now, the Google Doc is this little Google Docy here. So my experience of evidence against Hirano. Let me just give you a part where Marie is in here. Horrible as friends, MarieFD and Rakun would tweet about me despite being a minor. During that time, they were very popular, for which I was targeted harassment that I didn't deserve. Couldn't comprehend all the hate I received just for expecting some emotional responsibility. On top of that, since they were older, I did assume that they were in the right and that I was at fault. Next summer, despite everything that happened, we were still in contact. So I continued there. Basically, MarieFD was someone that was seemingly defending said person. And this was all through this this person here, who I learned about this originally through this person here back in the day. The owner of it, Nagui, has limited whoever can watch this, because, you know, they have people that they have protected their posts as of today. It's not that I'm blocked or anything, they just protected their posts. So that is kind of showing the mean girl status of Reimu. In this case, with the Bari thing, maybe she wasn't as mean girl, but there are some things still around there that bring out the mean girl stuff. And of course, we have this whole thing here of, you know, neck yourself, that type of thing that was happening with it. And this is what is accused of being MarieFD. She is accused of doing this. She is alleged to have done this, alleged to have been someone to perpetrate this type of stuff. Whether she is or isn't is not really my concern, in the sense of what is actually going on here, what is truly going on here. But it seems like, at least for these people saying here, that it is something that makes sense. Another part is this, where it says, my return, I'm back, everyone. Doki Bird did start mentioning some things about, you know, how people treated her, that there were people behind the scenes that weren't treating her very nice, that were kind of confronting her, etc., etc. And we also remember, if you remember, we had this situation that happened during the whole Doki Bird saga, which was, I will not be silenced anymore. In December, I was hospitalized for an attempt that was caused by a built-up of bullying from witnessing from within and being in a toxic and poor environment for numerous months. That led to my breaking point. I requested to leave first, but on neutral terms on 26th of January. And then around the same time, you saw Reimu Endou saying there was miso tonyu nabe attempt in my tiny ass pot. An attempt, LMAO. So that is, of course, some very, very nasty stuff for anyone to say, even if it wasn't something that that you would absolutely say was tied to her. Still, it's timing, and that is what is being argued here. Bad timing, bad person overall. It seems like in this case, when they were Reimu, they seem to have had a lot of mean girl instances, which is never good when you are in a company. And this is this part right here. We're, of course, going to continue on with, you know, as I continue on with this, I'm going to show you as well next something that happened between Vox and her on, well, when she was Reimu, on stream. I will show you a little clip of that as well, for context. Let me find that clip first. Let's see. So yeah, let's see here. This is the one. Oi. Okay. That was bad.
Escape on a completely different PC.
So, again, this is like fucking... I hate YouTube for doing this. YouTube really annoys me when this shit happens. So here we go. This part here is to give a little bit of context. Yeah, and of course, as I mentioned, I am going to be giving a little bit of context as to why there is the belief that Vox Akuma is the person that was dating Reimu, or at least they had some kind of good communication with each other, etc., etc. There is, you know, a lot of rats. It's still a rat, but we're going to talk about this situation that happened here in regards to Vox and Reimu here.
Escape on a completely different PC on different internet, and then make a brand new account, they will still know it's you playing. Let's go!
Also, Reimu, how the heck do you play Apex? I'm in queue for like 30 minutes now.
What? No way. Generally take less than...
Apex, dead game. Dead game. I don't know what to tell you, Reimu. Dead game.
Okay, go tell
Game
that to
sucks.
Kusaka-senpai and see the size of your balls, bitch.
I just, listen.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Shut the fuck up.
Would you, Reimu?
No, because I love Apex.
You can't do me like that. I'm scared now.
Yeah, exactly.
It did it again. It said connecting to match and it stops connecting. Alright.
That's weird. For me, it literally takes less than 30 seconds to get a match.
What the heck?
If only that applied to your dating history.
Holy cow. Holy cow.
Jesus.
You can't see my face right now, do you? You can't.
Boom.
You're horrible.
Well, I've had fun. I have to go. I got a ticket for a movie. I'm going all by myself. I...
Sorry.
What?
Well,
Going to see movies by myself is nice.
No, I'm not laughing because of that.
Thank you very much for having me, Reimu. Sorry for making you feel terror and dread. See you later. Bye-bye. Good luck with the puzzle.
Oh, there he goes.
Escape on a...
So yeah, that whole situation, now putting it into a little bit more context, like I said, I wanted to give you some context on some things going on there. Putting it into a little bit more context, you have, of course, a lot of things that are going on there in regards to everything happening with Vox and, you know, Reimu, that they were apparently going through and dealing with in this situation. And of course, we don't know 100% whether they were dating or not, but this is a little bit more context in regards to that. And here we go. We are going to, of course, go on and continue on with something here that I wanted to put out, which was, as I mentioned before, Depressed Nosagi, giving a bit of the whole situation. For those of you who wanted the TLDR too long, didn't read, too long, didn't watch, whatever you want to call it, we have with you right now, with us right now, Depressed Nosagi, who is a person that is not a friend, an acquaintance, someone that I talk to, someone that I respect in the community as VTuber historian, and as someone who talks a lot about VTubers. You know, I do respect him a lot. I have had, the chats I've had with him have been very kind. He's been very kind to me. So, Depressed Nosagi, says MarieFD Reimu versus Bari Ike's ex. Drama summarized. Marie and Ike started interacting more friendly towards each other coming 2023. They were already friends a long time ago. While in Japan, Reimu hugged Ike with his girlfriend in front of them. Also a small segment where Marie snapped at Ike. Yes, there was the whole, you know, snapping at Ike, doing all that kind of thing. And then next we have, because at that point, supposedly she had broken up with Vox, which is the person that she was supposedly dating. She had broken up with him. They had a little bit of a kerfuffle, or whatever you want to call it, a little bit of a thing, and they had a bit of a screaming match, bit of, you know, stuff going on there. And she, with Ike, I mean, and then she blew up at Ike saying, "Shut the F up." Bari got super upset and insecure about seeing this. Ike was also uncomfortable. Bari asked Ike to distance himself from her and addressed everything that made them uncomfortable. So yeah, Bari was, in this whole thing, Bari was very much the pushy one. Pushing Ike to talk about it, pushing Ike to talk to Marie about it, pushing Ike to do something about it because of her insecurities. It says, Ike and Marie started talking mutually, apologized, and understood. It cleared up all misconceptions because they've been friends for a while. They just hadn't been talking. They had been friends for years before they were taught that they were dating, before Bari and Ike were dating. To try to make Bari feel better, Marie and Bari started talking. Marie agrees to distance herself from Ike whilst keeping a positive professional relationship. And also, she tries to reassure her in many situations, you know, just trying to be a good friend. Becomes obvious that Bari is insecure and continuously harasses Marie all the time because Ike and Marie still interacts online, asking questions like, why is he responding to you but ignoring me? Are you guys really just friends? Do you guys have something going on? Is there something I need to know about? That type of thing. Marie tweets on her personal private Discord, a personal private alt, saying Bari is super effing Manhattan or something along those lines. Bari eventually blocks Marie, framing the blocking as a mutual decision out of respect. So Bari doesn't get uncomfortable. Marie doesn't mind. Ike and Marie agree that there's nothing to be done with Bari and to just leave her be. Marie and Bari's mutual sees the tweet on Mari's alt and leaks it to Bari. Bari sees the tweet as actual doxing and reports it to Nijisanji. Nijisanji's manager seems to agree and even tells Bari that there will be something done, either termination or public apology, but nothing happened. Bari claims throughout all this she got harassed and death threats. Bari claims when Marie graduated from Nijisanji as Reimu, the harassment coincidentally stopped. Marie S. talked to Bari without name dropping on October 4th, 2024, saying nobody wants your man and Bari is crazy. Bari sees this and sees, makes her black screen video. Marie responds, exposing Bari's Menhera tendencies and insecurities. And the fact that Bari continuously harasses her, claims she doesn't know who is responsible for the threats. And her alt Twitter tweet saying Bari is Menhera, the extent of her doxing that was done. Basically, there was never any real doxing. Bari crashes the F out and tries to expose Marie as a bad person for making fun of her ex's fan. Bari deletes the post and apologizes, saying she will never have a clear response. You are here. Oh, correction. The S talking happened October 4th, 2025. Bari Love posted clear response, and I can't seem to find it on her profile anymore. Seems she deleted it. She did delete it. She deleted the Google Doc. She deleted a lot of stuff. Just a little bit of a synopsis in case you guys were wanting the TLDR. And yeah, this is really like, I don't get it. I don't get how people can be the way that they are, the way that these people have been. I don't get it. I truly don't get it. I don't understand how I can understand how Bari is insecure. Like I said, I'm an insecure motherfucker. I have had those situations where I'm insecure as fuck, and I don't treat it properly. But here's the difference. Like I said before, you don't bother, like, my opinion, you don't go and bother other folks for the things that you feel insecure about. I don't go and bother other folks for the shit I feel insecure about. Why? Because guess what? That's my deal. That's my thing with my partner, with my friend, with whoever. That's my thing I deal with at that point. That is not anyone else's stuff to deal with. That is not anyone else's shit to handle. That is my shit that is having to do with. So yeah, this is really stupid. I do believe this is very stupid. Oh dear lordy, let me just double check something here. There we go. Let's see here. I want to make sure that I let you guys know about certain things. But yeah, this is all fucking stupid. This is all childish freaking high school stuff. Truly childish high school stuff. This should have been dealt with beforehand. This should have been dealt with on its own, not through the crap that is that's happened right now. Not through all this shit. This should have been dealt with a long time ago. This should have been dealt with properly by the people involved privately. Marie thought it was, but unfortunately it wasn't. And yes, I do need to, I am going to be ending soon because I did only want to keep it 3 hours. I can talk for another fucking 2-3 hours, but I don't want to bore you guys with that. 3 hours of news and 3 hours of this is more than enough. It says, thank you for all your support. Of course, thank you for all your support. Of course, I did want to show you guys something here. Let's see here. Oi. Let me just see something here. I will have to log in with something else. I do want to start using treats, if possible. Which is like, you guys can send me food if you want to. I do have one for the Mad Salvi back in the day. This is I will set up my delivery address, but I did want to let you guys know that I do have a treats page here. You know, it's letting me edit it and all that kind of stuff. This is my stuff here. It is this one here. I believe that should be it. It is an old treat page. I never really set it up fully, but I've had this treat page for a while. But yeah, you can send me treats there. I will set up my delivery address, all that kind of stuff there. So I can receive the food deliveries. And I think it does obfuscate it. I think it does. So that people don't actually see. I'm going to double check that. But yeah, I do want to let you guys know that I do have that set up. Of course, you guys can go to my Twitch as I had for you guys here in the YouTube generational channel here. I did want to let you guys know before I leave that yes, I do have a Twitch. I don't have a Patreon because I never really, I don't have like the wherewithal to be dedicated to the Patreon. You know what I mean? I probably should start doing that because if you guys want to go to it, then of course you guys can. If you guys want to, but yeah, there you go. There's the _ Matt _ Salvi for Twitch. A lot of you people already know because you are on Twitch. But yeah, I am going to be ending this soon, of course. And of course, these are all the little Pokemon community thingy-madoobs that are going on there. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys have been amazing. I do want to see about sending you guys somewhere else. Someone that is not related to this craziness that's going on. Let's just say this craziness is going on. Someone that is just having fun, which is what I always try to do whenever I send you guys off anywhere else. Let's see where we can go. We have, I mean, bigger people like Made Mint. I can send you there. Because they're doing Silent Hill F. I kind of want to send you there because it's kind of funny when Mint does any scary stuff. She gets really scared. So I'll send you to Made Mint. Let you know I don't really have much choice when it comes to people raid, mostly JP members, any color, playing variety games. There are like 12 of them. I understand. Let me see who I can raid you guys to on Twitch itself. So I can send you guys. I'm going to send you guys to Made Mint, of course. And I do want to see if I can send you guys somewhere else. I might be sending you guys to Dark Mephilia. Yeah, I think I'll send you to Dark Mephilia. They are doing some Dead by Daylight. It seems like with friends. We are going to raid them. I do wish you guys the very best. Take care of yourselves. If you guys aren't here for the afternoon, that's perfectly fine. Be well, of course. Do your best in just getting your after stream care. Taking care of yourselves, eating, drinking, sleeping, all that kind of good stuff, because that's what's important more than anything. Enjoy Dark Mephilia, enjoy Made Mint. Of course, Savi raid for everything. Oh yeah, there was. You can look at the VOD. You could probably do my VOD at 2x, and then you'll probably get most of it. Yeah, there was Nijisanji, ex-Nijisanji member Reimu was accused by an artist friend. I have DVR on my thing, so you can always go and look back at it. Was accused by a friend of doing harassing, doxing, all that other kind of stuff. We go through everything. We go through, the things that Reimu's done, all that kind of stuff, just to kind of give you an idea of how everything goes. Thank you, Diana Proudmore, for being here. I'm sorry that you came at a time when we were about to leave. But yes, you can absolutely go through my the VODs to figure out, where everything else is, of course. Yeah, the Made Mint Silent Hill F is going to be good. Dark Mephilia doing another scary thing, Dead by Daylight, is going to be good. Next time, I'm probably going to be playing either, because I do want to get to Power Wash Simulator 2. So I'm going to try to play that one. It's not a scary game, but I'm going to try to play that one because it's kind of fun. See you guys next time. Enjoy yourselves. I'll be here at 5 p.m. as usual. Take care. Love ya. Bye-bye. And Twitch is gone. And I'm going to be sending you guys... Oh, Made Mint has members only?
Hey, yo, Salvi! Pause my music. I was trying to hydrate here.
So yeah, we are going to take a look at Made Mint right now. Made Mint YouTube channel. She has subscriber only mode. Well, okay, we're still going to put it over there. But you don't have to subscribe. I think most of you guys are probably already subscribed. But she does look like she has subscriber only mode. Looks like she has subscriber only mode. because you can chat as a subscriber too. And a lot of it is, of course, members only. I think because it's a scary game. Still, I want to send you over there because it's fun. It's funny. You don't have to subscribe to her. You don't have to follow her. You can just, you know, pop in and leave. You don't even have to say Sabi Raid if you don't have the, you know, the subscription going and everything like that. So, of course, take care of yourself. Be well. Take care. Again, you don't have to join any of the raids. You don't have to follow anybody, subscribe to anybody. Don't feel forced to. Just have fun. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.